Hello, how's it going, everybody? How are we doing today? Boy. Boy, we're late. I'm late. I'm tired. I'm discombobulated. Hello. Wait, hello? Okay. You know what? The YouTube's crossing over now. It's fine. I don't know why it wasn't. Hi. Yes, hello, TTD noob. Welcome back, everybody that is here all the time. And welcome back. I see a few of you guys here that are recent members of the domain. I appreciate you all showing up here. I'm doing... You know, I was gonna say I'm doing well. I'm feeling a little, I'm a little out of sorts. If we're totally being honest. I woke up early this morning, and I've been the ongoing saga of my medical insurance fucking me over has continued, and so I needed to get lab work done, and I couldn't go to like my regular doctor for it because insurance reasons, and so I had to go to a different one. And so I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna do it this morning before stream. I gotta do it sometime, and I have to be fasting for it because it's for type 1 diabetes stuff, and so I have to be not you know, yeah, I have to not eat for 12 hours before I do, or drink. I can drink like water. And so like this morning I went on a wild goose chase because the address they sent me to from the insurance website was not the correct, that lab isn't there anymore. And so I had to like find another one. And anyway, it's like set my entire day off course. It's like set my entire day off course. And I was just like, I spent like an hour and a half or 2 hours this morning trying to get a lab and get a blood draw and like fucking bio sample and all that shit, and like eventually I got it, but then it's like I got late for lunch, and then it was like, oh my god, I didn't even make a thumbnail for today, and I didn't like, oh, I'm like so far behind on content this week. And so I was just like, now oh oh yeah, also my pump ran out of insulin and my glucose sensor needed to be changed both right before lunch, which was like added stress. And so then I basically had to like lose my glucose sensor during eating, and now my blood sugar's high, and it's great, and we're late, and it's fine. We're thriving. We're not thriving. We're living. We're surviving. But anyway, enough about that. We don't have to be complaining about the old bio mecha. We don't have to complain about the old bio mecha failing us today. Must not make jokes about the vampire needing a blood draw. Right? No, it's fine. It's fine. It's on brand. Also, speaking of on brand, it's been really funny that I took last week's like Monday stream, the like Zatsu, and I clipped out a handful of moments that I turned into shorts that are just like me talking. You know, like this, like we're doing right now. And for some reason, those shorts are like performing pretty well. And the one where I was like just joking that male VTubers only exist in the like, hey, precious, you know what I mean? The like deep voice octave. Yeah. That like male VTubers are either that or dumbass himbo puppies. Apparently that's resonating with a lot of people, which is like, it's funny, but it's weird. You know what I mean? I've like taken so many clips of me just talking that never seem to go anywhere, and that clip does not particularly have any special editing whatsoever. You know, it's literally just me talking with like a one like cut zoom, you know, and like a little filter when I do my deep voice impression, whatever. And that's it. That's the entirety of that short, and it's like, you know, it's like 14K on TikTok, and I'm just like constantly, my phone's been buzzing all week, and I'm just like, why? But why? But why though? Also, welcome in. Is it Ronya or Ronja or Ronja? I'm gonna assume Ronya, but feel free to correct me. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I'm like I was just saying, I'm a little out of sorts. I'm discombobulated. I was very like tired from this weekend and like got set back this morning medically, so I'm like we're just freeballing it right now, okay? We like, our plans are the barest hint, the barest fraction of a plan, okay? The barest fraction of a plan. How are you doing? Welcome in. Did anybody see Spider-Man this week that maybe didn't see it opening weekend? Any new Spider-Man viewers? No spoilers. No spoilers. I've seen it, but I want to keep it spoiler-free for those in chat who are looking forward to it and haven't seen it yet. Taking a break from reading. Well, thank you, Chronically AFK. What are you reading? What kind of book are you reading? Spent the weekend losing blood? Aeon, you say the craziest shit. You bought tickets for the local movie chain at Costco? Ooh, like upcoming or like this, or like you saw it this weekend and you like, you know. Welcome to my domain. I'm gonna just keep calling you Ronya unless you correct me. The factory must grow. I'm kind of actually like out of games right now. Like not entirely, but I'm mostly just playing Overwatch, which isn't good for my mental. No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. Okay, you haven't. It's like a redeem at any time tickets. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. You're punching holes through metal and then stitch the pieces together. You're gonna lose blood even if you're careful. Again, the craziest statements. It's fine. It's just everyday normal for you. Actually, speaking of like making cool outfits, I was actually thinking about the plausibility of making my jacket as like a cosplay thing. And like, not that I have literally any experience making cosplay, but I was realizing that like a circuit pattern wouldn't be the hardest to do. I'm sure that there's like either cloth or like printable plastic screens or whatever that are just like translucent circuit patterns you could like overlay onto a collar, and then like there's like wearable LEDs that you could do, you know? It would be cool. It's doable. It'd be a lot of work though. Didn't you tell me? No. Last you told me about metal, you were just like worried about tariffs. You were just worried about tariffs. But yeah. I feel like I need to slow my roll a little bit with this model because the rigging is like really good and like really smooth and really elegant. And I have a habit from my 1.0 of like doing that a lot. And I feel like maybe I do that a little bit too much in this new day and age. So I need to slow my roll just a little bit. Yeah, so Ern, you were playing Factorio. Aeon, you were doing metalsmithing. Chronically AFK, well, you are reading right now. Oh, it's a yaoi manga called No God in Eden. Ooh, never heard of it. Let's go. Also, this might sound weird, and I'm not sure if this sounds mean or not. I'm actually just not sure, but so I've been like, you know, I've been doing a little bit of market research for the like, you know, Reddit video type stuff. And I actually got like suckered in by a thumbnail for a live stream from the same guy that I've been like copying from. And you know what struck me the most was like how much silence there was, like how long he was kind of just like waiting to talk to people and like waiting to hear back from them without like adding anything. And I was like, am I just worried too much? Am I just like too hyper fixated on silence? Or is this guy like a little bit too lax with it? I don't know. It's really good, but your eyes were hurting and your ADHD was losing phones, so you're taking a break. Well, you know what? That's good. It's good to keep your, you know, your eyes and your brain switching things up. You know, you don't want to just like time hole an entire day into yaoi. All right. All right. Hi, everyone. Yo, nice model. Thank you, Flo. Thank you. We love it. We love it so. Never gets old. It never gets old, you know, because it's a vampire. Actually, wait. Okay, so that same thing we were talking about just like a minute ago about how I just repurposed my chatting into some shorts. The one that I posted today was the one about the vampire unk being an underused concept, you know, that like we should have more stories about vampires that are like middle-aged. They're not like 400, you know, they understand technology. They're just fucking boomers about it. And like the top comment was like Vesper Noir. My man, my broshi, my broken heart. You've already been reading for like 3 to 4 hours. Sheesh. Yeah, now you can just listen to my voice. Every time you see someone new in chat, you go scanning the menus for sexy redeems to shill. Listen, I haven't set up sexy redeems yet, okay? Okay, we can make it happen, but like, chill. Chill. Hi Sakura, how's it going? No, you don't need to chill, it's fine. You can, instead of chilling, you can be shilling, you know? Instead of chilling, you can be shilling, it's okay. This model is hot and I'm not sorry about it, okay? Listen, I paid for these muscles, okay? I paid for the sheen, this muscle definition, this angle. My model is fancy with or without clothes on. I will have you know, okay? Listen, I look good either way. I'm fucking slaying, okay? I won't take the slander that I only look good with my shirt off, all right? I look good in everything. Girl. Girl. Imagine a vampire, but it's a brain-rotted 40-year-old. Oh, dude. Yeah, see, I'm saying like there's so much real estate for vampire stories that are a little bit more new age with the induction of technology, you know? I actually was seeing something kind of funny that was like Vampire the Masquerade 2020, you know, they're like, oh, my child, we must exterminate these masquerade breacher. They were witnessed by, you know, 30 kind. And then it was like Vampire the Masquerade 2026, and it was like, oh, no, master, it's okay. We will just call it deepfake AI. It's like the masquerade no longer matters because you'll just call everything an AI-generated hoax. Like, that would be crazy. I only follow bottoms just followed? Hello? Excuse you? Excuse you? What part of this looks or sounds like a bottom, okay? All right, listen. I want to get like real specific about that, okay? All right? I mean, welcome to my domain, but you're in my domain, okay? All right? All right, listen, hold on. Hold on. Explain yourself. Explain yourself. I died. Hello? All of it? That's crazy. I can't believe you've done this. I mean, if you had said the colors, I might have accepted this, but I don't think this is very bottom coded, okay? All right, listen, just because I'm not all obnoxious up in people's business, like, hey kid, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean I'm a bottom, all right? And there's nothing wrong with that. You follow everyone because you make everyone a bottom? Okay. Okay. Good luck. Let's go! Welcome in, Raiders. Oh my goodness, you're playing Overwatch? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. I love Overwatch. I just also love to make fun of Overwatch. Welcome in, Raiders. If you don't know me, I am Greibach, cyber vampire unk gamer yapper extraordinaire, and we're just chilling. You know what? Today we're a little bit behind schedule. I'm a little bit out of sorts. I know that I need to grind out the rest of my drive tonight. I'm not worried about that at all. But welcome in. How'd your games go? What were you playing? Were you doing drives? What do you main? What's your mains? Are you excited for Demon? Listen, all sorts of Overwatch questions. If you need to raid and run, absolutely A-okay. Feel free to peace out or lurk, which is always appreciated. And thank you for trusting me with your community. Another one. That's right. How do you do, fellow vampire? I do great. I'm the cyber vampire. I live inside of cyberspace and I eat people's computers and digital avatars, you know? I'm a vampire for the modern age, all right? Which is actually kind of what we were just joking about. We were just talking about how, like, there's so much room for updated vampire stories in the modern age with, like, how much technology is evolving at how rapid of a pace. Somebody was just talking about, like, a 40-year-old vampire that gets incredibly TikTok brain rotted, and, like, that's pretty funny. Like, Sir, we've been investigating this spree of murders, and there just seems to be the numbers 6-7 written in blood everywhere. I can't make heads or tails of it. It looks like a bear eviscerated this guy in the middle of the street and then wrote 6-7 in his entrails. Like, can you imagine? I don't know. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. Or, you know, there's like old vampire, you know, he's hip with it. You know, he like knows computers and stuff, but he just carries around a Nokia phone because it's indestructible. And that's like actually built for the vampire lifestyle. But he's constantly asking you to convert his PDFs to like document files or vice versa. The bite on the neck is 6-7. No, but yes. Actually, you know what? We're going to test this out. Twitch, clip that. Oh my goodness. Hi, Raiders. You don't know why this didn't go through. All you find. Oh, wait. Did you? I don't know why this thing got through. Huh? Well, I don't know. Thank you for taking your daily bite. Yeah, a vampire with gamer slang. Exactly. See? Oh, God. Or if they were like my age, you know, they'd just be like writing like pwned. You're maybe here, maybe. Welcome in, gay dude. Oh my God. Speaking of 6-7.
Blood.
You're banned from saying it. You said it wrong and the kids were not happy. Aeon, that's how you do it. That's how you get something out of fashion, is you start repeating the children's like slang to them, but incorrectly. And then they fucking hate it and realize how cringe it is. And then they move on out of embarrassment. This is actually how adults weaponize internet slang. Okay, you just get the millennials to start saying your internet slang shit. And then all of a sudden, everybody that's younger than that will realize how cringe it is. Trust me. 100%, that's how you do it, okay? Having gone through this life cycle many times. 67! Am I right, fellow kids? Exactly. Okay, so since I was laughing so much about vampire memes, I don't know if you're still here, but you like, how was your Overwatch? How did it go? Boy, baby. Yeah, no, we're drinking alcohol. All right, we need it. We need a little bit of a chill out. All right. It went well. You were on the wing streak for once. Let's go. Yeah, this is the first time I've been doing drives because I didn't realize how many comp points they gave you. And I kind of stopped caring about comp points because like regular comp gives me too much ladder anxiety. But I found that I really like doing stadium comp and it gives like a decent number of points. And I really want golden guns on Shion. So I've been doing it this drive and you know what? It hasn't been too bad. I'm like 2/3 of the way done. I need a few more games to get the last like comp point thing. I'll have enough to get the golden guns later, but yeah, and also I didn't realize the whole thing about team ups. I didn't realize how you get a lot more points and you also lose fewer points if you're partied up, which is a very sneaky way of them trying to get you to get your friends to play comp once in a while. Once a season, they're like, okay, drag your friends back to this game. Yeah. Did you also they just released the trailer for the new stuff that's dropping tomorrow, and they had something about like team up drives, and I'm not sure what that means. I'm really curious if they're gonna start putting in like specific character combo team comp things, kind of like how Marvel Rivals has team ups or things like that. I don't know how I feel about it, but we'll see. Yeah. Gotta be the therapy friend. It do be like that. I actually kind of, you know, I had kind of like a frustrating experience this weekend, to be perfectly honest. Do you have to reinstall Overwatch? Is that what you're hearing? I don't know. You're like 6 years out of Overwatch at this point. I don't know if you want to get back into it. It's intense. Overwatch is very not new player friendly. Yeah, I had kind of a frustrating experience this weekend because I have a friend who's really going through it in his personal life. And like, I was making a lot of efforts to talk to them and make sure that they're doing okay, you know, let them vent, give them some, you know, some consolation. And I was like, hey man, do you want to just like get out of the house, go get like a meal, maybe a walk, something like that, you know, like this week, you know, I think that would be good for you to just get your mind off of things. And they were like, yeah, I think that'd be great. Like, you know, Thursday or Friday. And then like Thursday and Friday came and it was kind of like, I'll let you know, never happened. And then they were like, okay, what about Sunday? And I was like, okay, well, Sunday was like kind of my day off that I really wanted, but I realized you're going through it. So like, yeah, let's do it Sunday, right? We'll do it like Sunday afternoon. And then, you know, like Sunday afternoon came by and I was like, so like, what time were we thinking? And they were like, oh, like, you know, 3 or 4, you know, something like that. I was like, okay, cool. And then like kind of 3 or 4 came along and they were kind of like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. And like, man, it's like, I feel so stuck because like, it was actually like really frustrating to like basically dedicate several afternoons to like try and spend time with this person and like low-key a little like it's a really a big pet peeve of mine for somebody to like schedule something and then cancel it. But it's like counterweighed by the fact that I know that they're really going through it and I'm trying to be a good supportive friend. And like, so I'm like, I don't feel like I want to like add on to your emotional burden by being like, hey, actually, I find this really disrespectful and it kind of pissed me off. Like when I know that they're really like going through it. So I was just like, so I just didn't say anything. Is the end of the day. But I wanted to. But yeah. Hi, Blushy. How's it going? Hey, girl. Hey. Yeah, it's so frustrating. You recognize they're going through something, but it's like the one thing that would piss you off so much is you. Yeah, I cannot and will not say anything about the nature of it, but it's big. Like, it's not insignificant, you know what I mean? Like, it's a pretty big deal. So, like, I am giving some more latitude, but yeah, like, it just felt like really, like, frustrating and disrespectful. Yeah. You have to go play the last Genshin Archon quest because Shneznaya? What the fuck? Is that what language are we speaking right now? Okay, Waitling, thank you for stopping by. Thank you. Genshin, I mean, yes. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it was kind of frustrating, like because the thing is that it's like I am the kind of person that like I often am like really planning out my days for how I'm spending my time and energy and commitments and like balancing my commitments with like multiple different needs and like friends and my wife and my content and my family and my like personal like rest day. And so like when I make a plan with somebody, it's like I could have made a plan like with my wife that day, but it's like since it was in the middle of the day, you know, it was kind of just like, yeah, we're just gonna kind of fuck around. And so like, I don't know. Yeah, it just made me really frustrated. It's just like one thing that would piss you off. Yeah, exactly. Me sweating nervously about how I'm avoiding certain types of collabs if you know you'll be drinking. Aeon, you can drink with my collabs at any time, okay? I was actually just thinking it would be kind of fun to have like a drinking collab where we like do mixed drinks on hand cam or something like that, and then we like both drink them and then chit chat while we're like drinking each other's recommended mixed drinks. I feel like that would be really fun. Also, welcome to my domain, Koga Axonwood. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Maybe next time you don't put your rest day at risk for the friend. Yeah, there were extenuating circumstances. You know what I mean? I really can't like go into it, but like, yeah. You do that collab or at least give me ideas? Yeah. Well, because, okay, so partly this is motivated. I had this thought because after the whole saga with our electrical circuit being all fucky-wucky and having to move all of the stuff out of our main refrigerator into like a little side one that we have in the garage, we're sort of slowly moving things back, but there was a bunch of, what do you call them? I'm like forgetting the word right now. What do you call those things that are like alcoholic that you mix into alcohol that's like usually fruity? I'm just like completely losing the word on my brain right now. No, not mixers, but like schnapps or like liqueurs, like schnapps and liqueurs and things like that, I guess. You know, that you like mix into things. Anyway, so we had like a whole bunch of those that we just literally, you know, my wife and I basically have stopped drinking hard alcohol and mixed drinks for the most part. I drink cider, you know, but I don't mix things into those. So we had a bunch of stuff that was like half drank, but is still fine. Yeah, liqueurs. Yeah, I think liqueurs is the word I was looking for. So I have a bunch of stuff that's like half drank and just fine, you know, but it's kind of just been taking up space above the microwave. And so while we were on this whole kick of moving things around, I was like, we should just go put those in a bin. And then when I kept putting them in, I'm like, man, these are really vibrantly colored. Like these would make really good stream content because they're so bright. So yeah. Going back to walking the doggo, have fun with the doggo. Yeah. You made kids think it's close to Halloween. Listen, it's 2 months away. It's 2.5 months. Listen, we're getting close, okay? We're getting close to the witching hour, okay? I'm counting it down. I'm starting Halloween early by befriending our local crows. I think I told you guys this, that like, that I've started a quest to befriend the local corvids. You got married on Halloween? Iconic. I fucking love that for you. I got married close to Halloween. We didn't get married on Halloween, but like it's close. It's close. So like October is like, you know, it's a significant month for me. I fucking love that for you. Yeah, close to Halloween. Yeah, exactly. Dude, fall weddings are peak, okay? Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Fall weddings are peak. You befriended 3 crows so far? Yeah, I have about 3 or 4 that are like my neighborhood crows. And I've taken to just starting to say like, hey, crow bros, even if they're not there, so that they can sort of learn to key in on my voice and hopefully they can see me from far away. And I've been feeding them unsalted cashews because I looked up, you know, like what are good things to feed crows. And we also put a little like bird feeder out for, you know, like the water kind. So I'm hoping to like train the local crows. They definitely recognize me now. And when I was driving out of our neighborhood the other day, I saw them and they kind of like flew up onto the branches like above the car. And I stuck my arm out and waved to them. And then they all like followed me like out to the road because I think they thought that I was about to throw something. They're like, ooh, 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 ooh. Our human's about to throw us food. I was like, oh, But no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm totally living my best vampire fantasy life, okay? The crows and the raccoons. I'm not really befriending the raccoons so much as the raccoons just like to hang out around our house because we don't have dogs and like we have lots of like grapes and stuff and like berries and apples in our yard that we don't really eat. They like the wildlife gets to eat it. We're just like feeding our own little like mini nocturnal zoo of animal foragers, and I'm so fine with that. I'm so fine with that. You have vampires in your attic and you're having a hard time keeping out? Bats? Yeah. We don't have bats in our attic, thankfully. Those darn bats. But they're so cool. They're so cool. He's in your walls, that's right. Wifebox saw a real bat like a couple weeks ago. It's time, okay? It's officially starting, okay? It's officially starting. Rabies isn't cool, that's true, okay? But our poor bat friends are afflicted by rabies, so it's not really the bats, it's the rabies, you know? But I hear you, I do hear you. Same with the raccoons, like, if I could have like a domesticated raccoon that was just like a cute little cat with little paw hands, that would be great. But obviously the wild animal ones are at risk for various diseases and rabies and all that stuff. You know? Bats are cute. Have you seen, there's this type of bat that's literally like 1 inch tall or like maybe 2 inches, that their whole thing is that like they have this symbiotic relationship with this flower that has a big like a bulb, not a bulb, but it's a flower where like its flower comes up and makes like it basically makes like a vase out of its flower petals, and these bats will like basically crawl into it to like sleep at night, and they'll sleep inside of the flowers, and they will drink the water that's collected in them, and then they'll like go to the bathroom in the way that bats do, and the flowers basically get fertilized from the bats that like sleep inside of them and like go to the bathroom, which is kind of gross, but also like kind of cool, like kind of sick. And so there's this little like symbiotic relationship between these like big flowers and these tiny little bats that like sleep inside of them. And if that's not the most like fairy Feywild shit I've ever heard, like it's great. It's great. It's great. I think it's great anyway. Yeah. Hold on. Buzz. I'm going to be getting a lot of buzzing here for a minute. And I need to figure out if it's buzzing from my phone or buzzing from my insulin pump or both. There are a lot of critters I wouldn't mind being around if they weren't toxic. Yeah, right. That's the thing. So a friend of my parents lived up in the islands, and the islands here have a lot of like raccoons and deer. And she had like 15 quasi-domesticated raccoons that she didn't let in the house, but she did let like up on the deck while she was there. And like she named them all like Greek names, so their names were like Pericles and shit like that. And I was like, oh man, you're really living the life. God damn, lady. Maybe she's the mother of Jimothy. Speaking of Jimothy, apparently ArenaNet is also adding Jimothy, and I'm here for it, okay? ArenaNet is the company that makes Guild Wars 2. And of course, upcoming Guild Wars 3. So apparently there's a Jimothy model, which is great. This is great. I for one am okay with Pacific Northwest mega corporations adopting Jimothy into their games. I'm okay with this cultural phenomenon, okay? I can live with it. It's fine. Normally, I don't necessarily love it when they like incorporate internet memes into things, but like little funky raccoon guy is just like cute enough that it gets the pass, okay? It gets the cute pass. Yeah. Did you guys do anything fun this weekend? Anything like surprising, shocking, something fun and new? Listen, Clock Tower took a lot out of me. I did Clock Tower and then I played Overwatch waiting to hang out with friends that never arrived. Yeah. Which also, God, I still haven't figured out what I want to do this Wednesday. I feel so naked without having like a main game to fall back on. Like, I don't know what I want to play, you know? I don't know. I feel like you guys aren't the hugest fans of watching Overwatch, which is fair, understandable, unless I get like a little drunk and toxic, which you know does happen from time to time. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Oh, but what I have been playing Pocopia again. Yeah, there's the new Pocopia DLC. Yeah, anybody who plays Pocopia in chat, I don't know if you've played the new DLC, but it's a like underwater DLC, which is pretty cute, pretty fun. Yeah, new update. Yeah. Yeah, you're basically restoring sunken Cerulean City, which is kind of cool, kind of fucked up. It's so funny to me that Pocopia is basically like, yeah, so global warming just totally fucked all the humans over, but the Pokemon will live on. Like, it's kind of awesome, actually. Like, low-key, it's kind of awesome that people never come back in the game. It's just like the Pokemon living their best Pokemon lives in the ruins of human structure. But, like, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to be in, like, a ghost town of a major location from the Pokemon game and anime, you know? Hi, handsome. Hi. How's it going? Welcome in. We're just talking about the new Pocopia update and how I've been having fun with it. It's, yeah, it's fun. It's fun to get back into it and have some like direct objectives and to get some new architectural ideas and things like that. It's pretty cool. You're in the pool right now? Wow. Good for you. I'm doing better. Now that we're all cooking, we're live on stream. I'm feeling better. I was kind of had a shitty morning, running around trying to do like medical stuff. And then my blood sugar's a little high, but we're just having fun. You know, we're chilling. Don't drop the phone in the pool. Yeah. It's crazy to me listen, this is my millennial side showing. It's crazy to me to take phones into water on purpose. I guess some people like just put them in Ziploc bags and just control them because the touch interface like works through the Ziploc. I guess people do that, which is wild to me. I never would have thought of that. I know that like some of the hololive girls have gotten calls from the other girls while they're showering, like literally in the shower, just like having the phone on, like watching a stream on their phone in the shower. And I'm like, excuse you, Masen? Like what? What is that? What? Excuse me? I could never. That's crazy. You have a deck next to it? Now see, that's valid. That's good planning. Yeah. It's not, yeah, we don't have a lot of pools around here, actually, to be perfectly honest. You're smart like that? Phone pouches for water. I mean, that's valid. I suppose. Used to seal cards in plastic so we could play cards at the sitting at the pool. That's kind of genius, actually. That's kind of big brain. I'm here for it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Looking at my list of things to talk about. Yeah. Pocopia expansion pass, all water Pokemon, or at least mostly water Pokemon. That's kind of fun. But yeah. Ooh, they did add one really nice feature though in Pocopia. They added like basically a nether chest or an end chest where wherever you place that chest has access to the, like they all share one chest inventory, no matter how many of them you place, which is really nice for crafting benches, like, which is how I use it, of course. Big fan. You got a new bathing suit and it was hot as fuck today, so you're in the pool. That, you know what? That's so valid. That's so valid. Must not make jokes about chests? I don't know, Aeon, what kind of chest jokes are you thinking about, okay? Are you talking about my chest? Is it how it's massive? How it's heaping? My heaping man bosom? You played Uno at your local pool once? That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. Yeah. Oh, speaking of playing games, how many of you guys know ProZD? I assume most of you do, or at least like know, or Sungwon Cho, which is his, you know, real name. Probably have like seen skits of him or whatever. It's very heavy and large and in charge. Hi, Velveta. Hi, Velveta. Also, the fact that somebody in our Clock Tower game kept calling you Velveeta was definitely funny, like unironically. King Dragon sends his regards. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I saw he was on Parlor Room, the Dropout TV board game show, and they were like, how many board games do you have? And he was like, how many board games have you played? Rather, not have. And somebody was like, and then he said, how many have you played? And she goes, do you know? And he was like, yeah. And said, she was like, 1,100 and something. And then he was like, I have more. Apparently dude's played 2,300 board games. You know what? I love, oh, there's so many board games. I love that there's people that love board games enough to do that. That is very similar to my friend who, like, every time we go over there, he wants to play a new, like, board game, and they're like excessively complex. And I feel like it's very, very similar to people that like really enjoy tabletop RPGs, but unlike board games, like one does not simply spin up a tabletop RPG campaign, like every other week or whatever. But like the like urge to consume the mechanics, it comes from mechanical implications more than it does the like actually playing, in my opinion. And so like there's people, myself included, that like they collect systems. They don't actually like play them. You know what I mean? Like I probably have 10 tabletop RPGs and I've played 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. You know what I mean? But it's like you like a new one's coming out. You want to see like what it's about, even if you're never going to play it. And I feel like people are like that with board games these days, where there's so many and they're so complex that people just like collect board games and like read them and get excited about them and then never play them because ain't nobody got time to play that many, unless that's your full-time job, apparently, like ProZD, apparently. You got to see their collection. Yeah, that was the next part. They were like, how many do you have like at your house? And he goes, I try to keep it at around 200. He's like, I don't have room. And some of my friends have like storage units for their board games. And I'm like, yeah, brother. And he's like, at that point, it's like, I don't want to go there. And I'm like, God. You love that companies that design board games and then make what is effectively a DLC by creating new games that uses the assets from the existing board games they've published. I don't feel like I've seen too many of those. Usually I feel like the quote unquote DLC ones are like big expansions that like add a large new element to the existing board game and add like a bunch of new pieces, and then you like mix them together. So when you play it, you're like kind of playing both at once. I've seen that quite often. Although I will say, like, at a certain point, that also just makes the game become chundering and tedious to like, figure out what the fuck is going on anymore with these game rules and stuff like that. Probably got the original Jumanji in their closet somewhere. That actually would have been an iconic poll for the new Jumanji movie to actually be in, like, Sungwon Cho's, like, closet. That would be like so funny. And then he's like, yeah, I gotta trim my collection down to, you know, to just 200. And he like sends it off, and that's how it gets back into the world again. That would be so good. Actually. Oh, like, wait, okay. I don't know if I want to talk more about board games or about Jumanji. I guess we'll do a side tangent into Jumanji. Apparently they're making another of those new Jumanji movies, and I think they need to stop. I think the gig has run out. The first new Jumanji movie was like at least fun, even though it wasn't that similar, but it was like at least a fun sort of like another sequel. Exactly. When I saw that, I was like, there ain't no fucking way. Yeah, like the first one was like at least kind of fun. It wasn't a great movie. No, I'm gonna rate it like 6, 7 out of 10. Don't you fucking dare. 6 or 7 out of 10. But like, it was fine. It was fun. It was not deep. It was not good. We don't need any more. I know. And then like the sequel to that one came out and it was like, okay, it was like got worse. It was the like 4.5 to 5 stars. And it was like very average. And now they're advertising another one and I'm like, is it just that Kevin Hart and The Rock are just like signing on to literally anything these days? Is that what it is? Is it like, how many sequels are we on now? I think 3. Like three of the like new age Jumanji, right? So there was like the one with The Rock and Kevin Hart and Jack Black and oh my God, what's her name? Redhead that is also Nebula, that is also from the Doctor Who. Oh, I'm forgetting her name right now. But anyway, yes, Karen Gillan. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So there's like 3 of those movies, or 2, and then there's a 3rd one coming out. Yeah. Bathing suits hella nice. Let's go. Have fun. You don't want to ever hear those words from my mouth again. Unfortunately, it does infect my brain. I don't really like it though. You can at least appreciate that I don't appreciate it. We can suffer together, okay? You thought this was the second one? No, there was a second one already. Yeah. There was a second one, and in the second one, they were all in different people. They were in different characters' bodies. So it's like the girl was like in a different person's body in the second movie, if that makes sense. Nope, I hate it. I mean, fair. That's the problem with internet brain rot. Like, it gets in there whether you want it or not, right? There's a reason they call it rot. Like, rot isn't good. You know what I mean? Despite what millennia enjoyers will tell you. What? Are you confused by that statement, Vel? Are you confused by that statement? You had to throw away your old bathing suit. It was nice, but no. Oh, I'm sorry. But hey, you got a new one though. You got a new one that's sick. Let's go. What kind of bathing suit is it? Tell me about it. By the plot. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But listen, sometimes I judge sometimes I prejudge how good a movie is gonna be based on the previews that are shown before it. I will say Brand New Day was much better than the previews that it showed before it, okay? So it had that going for it. Ain't no plot in that second film? Exactly. I don't remember what the plot was at all, like whatsoever. I just remember that they had to go back for some reason. The only thing I remember from that movie was like the very beginning, where like they had all had this bonding experience from the first movie, and then they like went to college and drifted apart, and they were all sad that they drifted apart. That's all that I remember from that movie. It's a bikini, but the bottom part is high-waisted, and you had to get a new one because your old one was getting tight on the chest area, sadly. Wow. It's got sun and moon and stars? Oh, that sounds sick. I love that. That sounds awesome. That sounds sick. I will say, listen, women's swimming suits have like way more variety than men's swimming suits, okay? All we've got is like trunks or a Speedo, or I guess if you're like British, you can have one of those full bodysuit ones, but like, are those real? I think they're not. Your back hurts enough right now. I mean, that's so valid. Listen, just because listen, I can appreciate all chests. Full stop. No more needs to be said. You think you know one of the ones you're talking about because you almost bought it? Actually, that kind of reminds me. Okay, this actually is like a throwback because this is before I quit Facebook. But I remember I got like one of those Facebook ads for the like robes that have really fancy designs printed on them. And I was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'll bite. It looks really cool. And I was just fully expecting it to be dog shit. And I was so pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. It's like actually really thick and really comfortable and really warm and really good material. And the print looks fucking amazing on it. And I was like, it was like the one time a fucking ad has ever worked on me and I've been like satisfied with the result. I love it when that happens. I love it when that happens. You also wear a bikini, but your back clip is solid, and when you lean on something, it hurts. Ooh, yeah, I bet that would hurt. Ads incoming, that's true, yes. Unfortunately, speaking of ads, speaking of things we hate, ads are coming in 30 seconds, which is a good time to remind yourself to get up, stretch, take a drink, unhydrate, if you will. Make sure that you're taking care of your body because you only have one, okay? None of us are actually immortal vampires. I hate to shatter the lore, but make sure that you're moving your body a little bit. Maybe get a snack, you know? So we'll be back in just a minute. Yeah, nobody likes ads, and it sucks. We live in a world, in a world where we are controlled by mega corporations, and ads are our poison. Yeah, no. Ads do be the mind poison. We hate them so much. Yeah, no, it's terrible. Actually, there's a whole shit show about monetization that is happening as we speak. You love to see it. You're just like a green top with a black skirt and a swimsuit, but your top's like adjusters are hard plastic that looks gold, but it's hard and it works like a normal clip. I see. We live in a society. Yeah. Creator news. YouTube is deciding to put the screws on everybody, which is what I spent the other half of my morning commenting about. YouTube is putting the screws on people. The YouTube Partner Program is getting twice as hard to join starting next February or something like that. Something like that. Early 2027. The number of watch hours required to hit YouTube Partner is going up to 8,000 hours in a 365-day rolling window. Yes, it's screwing them more than it already is. Yeah. Which is bad. Like, it's bad. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. That part is in some ways less bad. It's still bad. It's still bad. But that's one of those things where, like, YouTube monetization, YouTube Partner Program is either much easier or much harder than Twitch's Partner Program. And it depends entirely on the type of content you make and what your skill set is and, like, what your goals are, which is weird. It's like, it's a very weird dichotomy, right? Because it's you can get YouTube Partner in one video, more or less, right? Like, if you get one good video, because that's what happened to me. I got YouTube Partner from 2 videos that I put out like a couple days apart from each other that were a highly trending topic, and they were not high effort videos, but they were high trending, and they were good thumbnails. Oh, excuse me. They were high trending, they were good thumbnails, and I did a pretty good job of explaining what it was. And in those 2 videos, I got enough watch hours to get YouTube Partner. And I've been streaming on Twitch 3 times a week, sometimes 4 times a week for 4 years at this point. And I'm not even like close to Twitch Partner because it doesn't have anything to do with like number of hours watched. It's about like current, like, YouTube is always farming out your content, whether you're live or not, obviously, which is why as a platform, it's also a much better platform for monetization. So it's really like, it's a very like weird dichotomy. And so it does suck that they are doubling the requirement from 4,000 to 8,000 watch hours, but it's not insurmountable, especially if you live stream on YouTube, because I checked my live stream hours on YouTube, and the amount of watch time I've gotten on YouTube from streaming in the past 365 days is like 3,300 hours. And I don't have a lot of like live stream YouTube watchers. I usually have like 1 to 3 people in stream on the YouTube side of things. And I got almost 4,000 watch hours just from that this past year. Not including any videos that I've put out. So like that part sucks, but it's not the end of the world. So if you're not multi-streaming, I would suggest it right now. But what does suck is they're also updating Shorts monetization requirements twice. You're gonna dip for a bit? Okay, see you later, Royal. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a fun afternoon or evening, depending. Yeah. But so for Shorts, there's actually, I don't know if you know this, but there's actually 2 different requirements for monetization. It's either 4,000 watch hours over a 1-year period for long form, or it's like 10 million Shorts views in a 3-month window. which is crazy. That like the difference between those is insane. It's insane. It's actually insane. But the bad thing is after this update, not only are they making it harder to get partnered via shorts, I think they're moving it up to 20 million in 3 months. They're also making the monetization for short form content expire if you don't hit 10 million every 3 months. It's so it's actually such bullshit. Like it actually makes me so angry because like if I'm watching YouTube shorts, I can count on one hand the number of YouTube shorts I've watched that are catered towards my interests that have 1 million views. Okay. Like one hand. And like the idea that they're expecting you to get 10 million views in a rolling 3-month window or else you'll stop getting payouts for shorts is fucking insane. And shorts already pay dog shit. They pay dog shit for money. Like my watch hours on shorts is like pretty good if you total it all up. If you total up my total watch hours on YouTube shorts and my total watch hours on long form, my long form is like still a little ahead of the YouTube shorts, but not by much anymore. But my payout from long form is like 10 times as much. No, maybe not, maybe like 8 times as much. My long form payout is like 8 times as much money, even though they have basically the same amount of watch hours now. So like it already didn't pay worth shit. And now that they're going to be like pausing payment if you don't hit 10 million, it's insane. It's actually insane. It's crazy. I honestly, I can't believe they've done this. It actually pisses me off so bad. I kind of wonder if it's like, actually what might be interesting is I wonder if that's also true if you're monetized via long form or no, I think it's separate. Yeah, anyway, it's baffling and it's bullshit. Yes, we all got to start posting 3 to 5 times a day. Who has time for that though? Who has time to post 3 to 5 times a day? Well, especially when you're a VTuber. But like, I don't, brother, like I don't, it's so maddening. It's crazy. It's actually insane. Because I think also it's like one of those like scope things, right? It's like one of my, my best performing shorts, I think have hit, 30K, 30K for like one of them and then another 2 at like 20K. So like my 5 best shorts combined are like 70K. And that's over the course of like 4 years. And they want me to hit 15 times that every 3 months. Like, excuse you, Masen? Excuse me, Masen? It's fucking wild. How does one person do that? Yeah, they don't. Yeah, taking the U out of YouTube. Yeah. Time to post max 10 times a day and regurgitate old posts. You do daily facts on sharks. I mean, that's kind of sick. Kind of sick. Love that for you. But yeah, like, I don't know. It's fucking welcome to tube. The thing is, I know that they're probably trying to justify it as trying to like harm AI slop content, but it's like, that's really not harming AI slop. Ironically, I think AI slop is more likely to hit 10 million a month than like real videos, because you can just fucking send out agents and workflows to generate a shit ton of AI slop, and then like some of it will get lucky, So have you seen some of the dog shit AI slop videos that get literally millions of views on YouTube and stuff like that are just like, it's like Jesus Christ competes on America's Got Talent. And I'm like, what? What? Who's watching this? Why are they watching this? Who cares? This is so obviously garbage. And it has like tens of millions of views and you're just like, ugh. So it's like, I'm sure their logic is to like cut down on AI slop channels, but like their rewards incentives are actually going to incentivize AI slop. It's so ass backwards. It's so ass backwards. Welcome to the database, Starlights. Well, excuse me, my domain. I used to say the database. It's now my domain because domain is more vampire sounding and it's also still techie. Also, welcome to the database does sound a little in the surveillance state that we live in this world. On your YouTube For You page, you have AI non-recommended. Yeah, me too. But like, so I've only seen it from like people reporting on it. You know what I mean? From people like talking about, look at this AI slop that's infesting things. I've never actually come across one, like personally. I have gotten the, like, my parents sent me, you know, like an AI video about kittens, and I'm like, this don't look right. This isn't looking right. And then, you know, I like look a little closer and then it's AI and I'm like, oh, God, why? Absolutely love my model. Thank you, Starlights. Thank you. It is my pride and joy, my project that I've been working on for a year and a half, the culmination of 4 years of VTubing. I've been developing this whole bad boy for a year and a half, got the most cracked model artist and rigger and character designer. They cooked, all right? They cooked. Very toned down. Yeah, it is. It really is. It really is. Yeah. I've been told that people like it when I do this. I don't know why. I'm not sure. I am sure why. I've been told that people like it when I do this, and, you know, listen, I paid for it for a reason, okay? You want to draw the model, but sadly you can't. Why? Why can't you draw it? You can draw it. You can draw. Anybody can draw it. How could that possibly be? The side smirk? That's just how my face is, Opt. That's just how my face is. What do you mean? Do you think that I'm telling half truths? Do you think people would do that? That they'd go on the internet and tell lies? Do you? We've been around long enough to know that they would. Yeah. Holy outfit. You can't draw abs for your life? Well, you can wear it. You can draw it with the abs, you know, covered up. Just draw bread rolls? Yeah, exactly. Listen, if we're talking about abs, like, we got them, okay? We got them for days, all right? This is like, I should just make like a little segment that I ping, you know, kind of like my raid intro. Just do this, but it's just abs. Abs everywhere. Wait, I actually had the most cracked idea just now. What if I got my art mama to make me just like images of just the abs and the pecs, like in isolation, that I could put into tits so that if you guys donated bits, it would throw my abs and pecs at me. Huh? Tell me I'm wrong. Listen. You've seen that really distasteful Dead Island Collector's Edition from way back? No, I haven't. Really capitalizing on that thirst. You know what? I am owed it, okay? I believe after enduring 4 years of being called a femboy twink bottom, we're removing twink from that list, okay? Or femboy at least. We're at least removing femboy from that list. Where's Wailing? Wailing is gone doing playing Genshin. She'll be back. She's been here. She knows what's up. I've evolved. Exactly, like a Pokemon, okay? Like a Pokemon, I've evolved, all right? You know what I don't do very often? I kept the glasses on. What if we did like no glasses? Like, what if we're really, really getting crazy? You know? You heard it you heard it here, folks. He wants to remove the twink title and keep the femboy. Actually, okay though. When I was talking about the like number of you know how there's only 2 types of male VTubers in that short / in that stream, I got like at least a half dozen people being like, don't forget the femboys. It's true. I'm actually low-key thinking about making a follow-up to that video that's like, you know, last week I talked a lot about how there's only 2 types of male VTubers. There's deep voice daddies and idiot sandwich golden retrievers. But I have been instructed there are 2 more archetypes. There is alpha nerd like Vettel, and there is twink femboy. We can put it on an axis. So we can make a line graph, or we can make a chart. Okay, we can chart the XY coordinates from like instead of the like authoritarian to like libertarian axis, you know, your political compass. We could do like your your like daddy twink golden retriever fem or nerd, you know, compass. Excuse me. Sorry, I had to drink. I really should get a straw. I know I said this before, but oh my god. The model freezing with my mouth being like, ha. You came in here to see the shirt off? Listen, Lucky, listen, okay? I gotta play with what my mama gave me, all right? I have no shame. It's okay. I will allow it, okay? I will allow the thirsty. I can admit, like, goddamn specimen, okay? Like, sheesh, all right? Uncle Gry is getting a little toasted tonight, all right? We've been drinking. All the rails are off. The hinges completely blown, okay? All right? Modesty redeem? What is modesty? What do you mean? What do you mean by that? You're holding back laughter. Your family is looking at you questioningly. Oh yeah? Are they looking at you? They're like, ma'am, the fuck are you looking at? The male presenting nipple covers? No, I want to flex in the one area male VTubers have an advantage. I can get my tits out on stream and nobody's gonna complain about it, okay? All right, okay, all right, listen. If I don't have that going for me, I don't know what we got, all right? We need Hex Pasties back? Yeah. You've been seeing the spoilers for over a year and you knew it was gonna get the reaction I want. It's true. Listen, playful flirting is fun, okay? It's fine. Exactly. Only guys can be shirtless on Twitch. That's right. That's right. Get a little bit of ASMR there. Some can opening, can pouring, baby. Not my competitive advantage. Exactly. In case any of you had to pee. What a crazy time to enter this stream. Holy fuck. Hi, Violet. Welcome in. Oh my god. Welcome in. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a lovely Monday. And if not, I hope that hanging out here makes it a little bit better at the very least. Oh my god. What a wild time. Welcome to my domain, Squilbert. Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We're doing a lot better now that we're on stream. I was having a shitty morning, but I'm doing better now. Having a lot of fun hanging out with all you guys. Oh, excuse me. Ooh. It's always fun to show off the VTuber model. It doesn't get old. And it won't. I can guarantee it, all right? It won't get old. My model's a vibe, my dude. Thank you. Thank you. We were just having fun showing it off. And you know what? It's fine. I have so many toggles on this baby. Slaps roof. You can fit so many toggles in this baby. Thank you. Yes, that's right. I've been working on this model for 1.5 years. It's been a long project in the making, and it's here. It's here for all time. We were just doing my my casual summer wear. My casual summer wear with this model, which is, pretty good. It's pretty good, if you ask me. Right. Yeah, right. Listen, it's hot out here, okay, y'all? Why are there titties in my face? I mean, if you really want, I think you know, okay? Listen, I know what the people want, okay? And by the people, I mean you. Smash! Imagine. We are the people. Exactly. See, I know what's up. I know what's up. There we go. Doink. Holy model. I know. Imagine. Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I need to look at my calendar. Yeah, I was saying earlier that I don't know if this is me coming to a realization or if I'm being mean. That I was there is a successful YouTube creator that does the whole live stream, and then the live stream turns into content for the long form, for the YouTube platform. And that he said I'm not actually a big streamer, but I make enough money from the YouTube content that I'm full time. And I was like, I should pay attention to this man. He knows what he's talking about. And what I noticed, because I went and watched one of his live stream VODs, I was shocked in the chatting segments at how long he was comfortable just letting there be silence. And I don't know if that means that maybe I should loosen the fuck up a little bit. Because when I feel silence, I'm like, I just want to keep talking, but maybe it's too much. Maybe he knows what the fuck he's talking about. You know what I mean? He paid for thirst. The comments start thirsting over the model. It's true. You like Yapbach? Okay. It depends, but it's hard to say. It's probably somewhere in between, to be honest. I probably need to let go a little bit of that, because that's not how I am in real life. You know what I mean? I don't feel that way if we're sitting in a room hanging out. It's okay for the conversation to lull a little bit, but it's a lot harder talking to chat to know if the vibe is what the vibe is. You know what I mean? Just take a step outside yourself, Nothing wrong with yapping. Yeah, I think it's probably fine, but I could probably loosen up a little bit, because I definitely worry about it. I think one of the most interesting comments I've gotten since debut is that I feel that I've relaxed a lot more, which is probably kind of true. But it's it feels so subtle. You know what I mean? To me, it feels subtle to me, but I do kind of agree. So I don't know. Step outside yourself. Oh no, he stepped too far back and fell into V-Roid. When the real time to bust out a V-Roid would be is when I get a 3D model. When I get a 3D model, if I get 3D Bach, that would be the perfect time to bust back out the old V-Roid. Insane timing. That would be so good. You talk more here than IRL due to you having social anxiety. Well, I'm glad that you feel like you can open up here, because that's what we want. love having a space where people can talk about what they're interested in and have fun, and we can thirst together, and we can talk about our games and our movies and our books and our, I don't know, hobbies, whatever our hobbies may be. So I'm glad to hear that. It makes me feel good. Do a troll debut and debut as a Vroid instead of the new model. That's what I was meaning. Like, it would be really funny to do is like, you know, it's like, okay, guys, it's time for me to debut my new model. All right, are you ready? And it's just the Vroid. The 4.5-year-old Vroid model. Yeah, exactly. You wonder how much of the laid back feeling is from the change in model type. There's a similar effect that can happen when people change their clothes. That could be too. But I mean, I don't feel like this model is more laid back. If anything, I feel like this model is more like, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, unless you mean the rigging. Like the rigging is more laid back, which is kind of funny because the rigging is actually like so much better, but it is more subtle. It has the subtlety to it. You feel comfier in it though. That's true. I don't know. I felt comfortable in the old model just because I had so much time with it. I do think that a big part of the illusion of the rigging on my last model was having movement configuration on, so that my model was literally like sliding around a lot more to make it look like I was like moving a lot more. Whereas this, like, the leans on this bitch are so good. They look so casual and comfortable that, like, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like I'm standing more still and yet moving more fluidly, you know? So could be. Yeah. I have 2 whole mini debut reveals that I've already had done that are also like you haven't seen yet. I just need to like have a good occasion for it. Like, The older guy persona is usually perceived as lower energy than twink persona. That's probably true. Although I feel like this model doesn't really say old guy. You know what I mean? It says like fuck boy more than like old man. You know what I mean? You feel more comfortable in men's clothes, to be honest. They're more comfortable and take men's sweatpants to heaven. Hell yeah. Listen, wear what makes you feel comfortable, okay? I will always advocate for that. On April Fool's, I should debut Gremlin 2.0 and not acknowledge anything's different. I was actually thinking about that for Halloween. I don't know if I want to wait till April to reveal that model. You know what I mean? It's definitely older than 1.0. Yeah, I'll grant you that. Purposefully so. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. We're still nearing Halloween. Exactly. You've been saying this, I scream fuck boy. Okay, you know what, actually? I need help from the youth. And by that, I mean just people other than me that have been in the dating scene more recently than me. Because I've been out of the pool for a long time, okay? Can you explain to me exactly what fuckboy means? Is fuckboy just like a modern vernacular for player or like playboy? Like, what exactly makes somebody a fuckboy? There's an even more fuckboy hairstyle and he ditched that. Do you think wait, which one was the fuckboy hairstyle that you're talking about? I'm actually curious. Player but derogative, basically. Okay. Well, I mean, I think player was derogative too, but it's like, oh, he's just going around getting fucked. Also, great first time chat. Welcome in. Thank you. I am glad that you can offer education, okay? All right, listen. I give enough of my TED Talks where I get into Professor Gry mode, where I'm like, all right, class, today we're going to be teaching you about, I don't know, oh, great. Yeah, this is a great example. Literally just on Twitter yesterday, I had to teach somebody about the copy pasta about memorizing every vein because they were an ESL. They were a Japanese native speaker. And they were like, why is it that whenever hot characters come out, people like start trying to learn their anatomy, like their veins? And I was like, I can't tell if you don't actually get the reference, or what, and they did not get the reference, and I had to fill them in on it. You know, so I get into professor mode often enough, so I appreciate it when anybody can offer their expertise, okay? Actually. You're here on Vashala's recommendation. Let's go. Appreciate it. Fuckboy's dishonest about his intentions. He just wants a hookup, but he'll say whatever he has to. Oh, okay. I see. Basically someone who's extremely immature and kind of a jerk. Okay, see, I kind of had that like feeling about it, but I wasn't entirely like, I knew that when you called somebody a fuckboy, it meant you shouldn't take them very seriously. You know what I mean? But also, like, they were hoeing. You dress in heavily vintage vampire? I love that for you. You know what? I love that for you. Honestly, so based. My friends are having a party. They're having like a 10-year wedding anniversary party, and it's a party style that they've had many times in the past, and they just call it the wear whatever you've been looking for an excuse to wear party, and you can dress in whatever you want. And like low key, I kind of want to just like wear my Ren Fair outfit again. Everybody else is gonna come out in like stunning fucking dresses for the ladies, and like, you know, like suited up to the nines for the guys probably, and I'll be in like armor. Imagine. We're 82 days away from Halloween. Exactly. Yes, that's right. Yes, we do need to take constant stock. All right. Constant stock. You found it? What did you find? What did you find, Aeon? I saw a TV station airing a premature Christmas episode. No. Wait, what were you? What were you looking for? Pin in the DMs? Excuse you? Hello? Aeon pinned a message. Oh, the fuckboy lawyer. Yeah. That, okay. I wasn't sure if you were talking about that one or when I was doing the like 3 hairstyles at the beginning, you know, and I like really didn't like the one that kind of reminded me of Sayu's model. Not that I dislike Sayu's model, but like the hairstyle just wasn't doing it for me. Yeah. Could have been a worse first time chat. No, it was a great first time chat. Okay. It means that you're a person of culture. Okay. We appreciate that here. A person of culture who can explain things eloquently, properly with the modern vernacular. We love that. Okay. We love that. Since I have played some Demon Bluff recently, do I have any questions for the devs? We'll probably see them at Gamescom in a few weeks. So yeah. Ooh. Do I have any questions for the devs? I don't know that I have any questions. I think my biggest hangups about Demon Bluff are that, like, I come from like the clock tower world where like if the expected number of outsiders, in this case they're called outcasts, but like if the expected number of outcasts is like 1, that there's like, there would have to be an explicit reason for them to be 0 with somebody bluffing as 1. Whereas in this, I'm always, if it says there should be 1 outcast and there is only 1 outcast, to me, that means that they're the only outcast, not that the demon can be bluffing it, but that's just a hang up from Clock Tower. That's like not actually how the card game works. And so I need to like adjust my mindset to that, but that's more like a mindset problem than a game question. You know what I mean? Welcome in. Ollie, the Angel of Darkness. Boy, without capitalization, sometimes those long names are hard to read. While we're at it, it's 138 days till Christmas. God damn. Jesus Christ. Sayu's everywhere. You kept the hair looking like Sayu would have been like, Sayu again! Yeah, exactly. At least he's not voicing me, okay? Although I'm sure he could. it does never get old for me seeing clips of people like finding out that Sayu's voicing a character that they think doesn't sound like him, you know, and then they freak out about it. I do like that. Yeah. You've been trying for ages to get around to playing Blood on the Clock Tower. It's so good. It's so good. It's not even Halloween. Yeah, exactly. It's almost always, though, he's a voice actor. Yeah. Magi, I don't know if you're here, but I run Blood on the Clock Tower for VTubers roughly once a month. And we did it 2 days ago on Saturday. We did it on Saturday. So I have quite a lot of fun with it. It is one of my passion games. I've been playing it ever since the Kickstarter back in 2020 or whatever 2019 or whatever that was. Or 28. God, it's been ages. I've been actively following it for ages. So it's a big one. It's the pretty man you've been seeing on your feed. Hello, Enchanted Kalios? Hello. Welcome in. It's a great time. It's so good. Poor Velveta getting thrown into the deep end. You don't have anything against Sayu, and I'm sure they're lovely, but you keep seeing them everywhere. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it is with voice acting, is like once you get famous, you start getting a lot more gigs, and you know, you basically, especially if you can make it your full-time career, that means you're not quote unquote wasting time at a different day job. And so you can just like take so many jobs, and then you get a reputation for being consistent. And if you're skilled at it, like you'll just start, once you know like a dozen major voice actors, you'll start hearing them fucking everywhere. It is kind of unavoidable. And so then the fact that he's also a VTuber on top of that, you're like, he's everywhere. You watched Twisted Wonderland, the animation, you heard Azul for the first time, and you thought, that can't be him. Yeah. You love the color scheme? It's gorgeous. Thank you. These are my favorite colors. So, you know, turns out, as somebody, as an old man, as a certified old, I grew up in the 90s. These colors were fucking everywhere in the 90s, okay? I have pictures of me in a ski outfit when I was like 8 years old, and I'm basically wearing these colors. It may have been formative in my childhood, so, you know, who knows? Yeah. You have no idea about what the roles they did. You just see it Twitch stuff. Yeah. I mean, yes, he also knows a lot of famous VTubers now. The famous VTuber circle is also very small, you know, so, you know. Yeah. Printer colors? That's right. Printer colors indeed. That's right. CMYK. You've seen pics of the Vaporwave plates from that era? You swear you tweaked out when you saw Sayu got announced as the VA for Deadpool and Marvel? Yeah. Good majority of your favorites are from before 2016, at least. That's the latest. These are some of your favorite colors? Let's go. They're good colors. Okay? They're good colors. I would say that like when I'm in a game, I usually do like teal or cyan as like either the main color or usually like a main accent. Because as a main color that takes up everything, I do think that it's like a little intense a lot of the time. But if it's a darker, like teal or somewhere in that spectrum, you know, it's yeah. You like the bright pastel mix and then the deeper color on the main. Then again, you grew up on some of the older series anyways. Yeah, valid. I mean, if we're talking like anime VA stuff, obviously I'm like way more old school coded on anime, right? But I still watch some new stuff, some from time to time. I mostly don't watch like a lot of the like battle fighting shonen anymore because like I've seen so much of it now that like it all is the same thing in a different font, and I'm really tired of the story structure. But I still watch them from time to time if they're like actually a good standout show and the main character isn't shouting all the time, you know. I still watch some new anime, but random question. Yes. Also, welcome to my domain. Thank you for following. It's funny how many male VTubers you follow that have purple in their design. I don't know what it is about male VTubers and purple, but we sure do be. We sure do be. Okay. You're having a hard time taking a risk on brand. That's what I'm saying. I don't just like take a random seasonal anime risk. I wait until people are like, yeah, this is goated. You should watch it for these reasons. And if they're like, it's hype, I'm like, I don't know that I care anymore. Like, I was around the internet when there's when this was crazy popular, but you're curious, what's my thoughts on Homestuck? Okay. Confession. I have several friends that are into Homestuck and I have never interacted with it once. I am familiar with it, and yet I know nothing about it. I know nothing about it other than that people are fucking crazy about it. Purple is the royalty color. I also think that purple is like, purple is like very versatile in that it's royal, but it's also very chill. I think that a lot of male VTubers, myself included, want to just like be chill. They don't want to be the guy that's like shouting all the time, and they don't want to be like hyper, because that's just not how a lot of us are, especially in life. And a lot of the time, like, we're here for community and vibes and like being fun and funny, not being like loud. And there's nothing wrong with being loud, but a lot of people don't want to do it. And especially I think a lot of male VTubers don't want to do it. And purple feels like a not very loud color. I do very much think that like colors have vibes to them on character design. I mean, it's not just that I think that. I think this is a widely agreed fact. So like red and yellow are like very high energy colors, and unless it's like red and black, it's like pretty rare for a lot of like male VTubers to self-identify as like those really loud, vibrant colors. And so I think you get a lot more like blues and purples. You don't get a lot of greens. But yeah, like I do think that there's a lot to that, which is like unfortunate because it means that there's like a massive oversaturation. Similarly though, there's like a huge oversaturation of female VTubers that are like pink pastel, which again, there's nothing wrong with that color, but it appeals to a lot of women. And so there are a lot of women that have that as like their primary color, and it makes it a lot harder to stand out, for sure, for sure. What's the copy pasta about veins? Uh-oh. You feel like blue, green, and pink are super common among women in this space, interestingly enough. Pink for sure. I don't think that green is that common, but I think that the green ones stand out and tend to be very well known, if that makes sense. So it's like you can think of a lot of green ones, but I think that's because a lot of them are well known, if that makes sense. Warm colors definitely come across as loud, and cool colors are more chill and relaxed. Your main OC on your account is a mix of deep greens and light greens. Okay, so somebody's asking, I was telling about how I had to put on my professor glasses earlier yesterday and explain this reference to somebody. So do I want to just look up somebody doing it, or should I just say it? Maybe I should just say it. I'll just say it out loud. It's fine. Hold on. So there is like sort of an infamous copy pasta that I've seen passed around where people will like voice it on TikTok. Okay. Okay. All right. So I was explaining to a Japanese person what people meant when they said part of this phrase, but not the full thing. And the copy pasta is, till my throat memorizes every vein, till the doctors think he changed my red blood cells white, till we create the next ocean, till he changes my DNA to his. So anyway, yes, I have seen people repeat that on TikTok a number of times, and people will say that now with hot male characters getting released, like the new thing from Hood, and they'll just say like, till I memorize every vein. They don't say the full thing. So I had to explain to a Japanese person what they were talking about. What's the floaty polka dotted shape moving around? Oh, yes, it is part of my model. You haven't been exposed to that just yet, but you appreciate the education. It's kind of older now. I mean, it's not old. Yes, those are wings, wangs. We have hip wings. Yeah. They're sort of like, got kind of like a holographic, almost like comic book aesthetic. Yeah, they look stellar. Thank you. Yes, I let them like come up. I can turn them off, you know, but like, I figure that for the just chatting, right, where we're just kind of like chilling out here, I just leave them on, even if they cover up chat sometimes, just to like remember that they're here. Remember that they exist. Yeah. Yeah. You love Alucard's design in Castlevania? You also love Hellsing. Yeah, Castlevania was real good. Scanning through purple VTubers real quick. There's me, Cabal, Joel, Booby, Octopimp, Haka, In Vain, Shoto. That's only guys, and that's not even all of them. Yeah, well, those are all the famous ones, plus me. There are so many. There are so many. And like, I joke about it, partly because I'm part of it, right? With my old model. But like, purple and techwear for men, for male VTubers, is so common. It is so common. There's so many of us. So many purple dudes, exactly. There are more that you can think of. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is just the famous ones. At least like hololive and Niji Sanji, like, diversify their colors a lot, you know, so they don't really fall into this trap. But on the indie scene, it's a lot. There's a lot. And some of the ones you listed on the indie scene are like more standout. Like Cabal is purple, but his design is like very standout. If we're being so dead ass and not meaning this insultingly, like Shoto's design is very basic. He's very famous, but like if he just debuted as like a no-name indie today, I think people would look at his model and be like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like it is how it is, you know? You could be famous. I would love to. Okay. And you know how I get famous? By all of your lovely help. By all of your lovely help. Purple is a really popular light for custom PCs. Yep. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Purple is also taken on a color of like eldritch dark magic and also high-tech things. So like purple has taken on a lot of identities, I feel like, in terms of different kinds of pop culture. And I don't think it's that surprising that like a lot of men are attracted to a lot of those concepts in terms of things that they've seen. And I think that a lot of male VTubers don't do good market research before they design their model, including me. That's not me saying that I'm like good at it. My first model, I did not do good market research whatsoever when I had it designed, and I still like the design, but this model had much better like market consideration when it was designed, you know, because I worked with a professional like artist who does all VTuber stuff, and like she knew what the fuck she was like talking about and looking at. So yeah. Hi Vashala. Yeah. Thank you for taking your daily bite. Hi, Phlox. Purple is so good for VTuber branding because the Twitch logo always matches you. True. That's true. I was just talking about, though, how I think it's very, like, oversaturated on the male side. Like, it's the, like, male VTuber starter pack is, like, hoodie and, like, baggy hoodie and pants and purple. Like, purple hair, purple hoodie, maybe techwear is, like, the male VTuber starter pack. Including me. I am equally guilty of that, okay? My first model's hair, my like V-Roid model's hair was just purple. And then I eventually was like, ooh, a splash of teal looks really nice on that. And then that stayed through all of my different model reincarnations. But like, there's a lot of dudes, me included, that are purple techwear hoodie bros. Yeah. I'm purple for an amazing reason? Wait, what's my amazing reason, though? My amazing reason is I really like purple. But I added other colors that I really like, so I mean... Gryer chat, does anyone know male VTubers with witch hats? Funnily enough, actually, one of my V siblings from my first model, or yeah, my last model, had kind of like a galaxy witch hat, which was kind of cute. He was like much more chibi aesthetic than me. Yeah. The best VTube Studio OBS add-on reviewer is here. That's right. That's right. Number one OBS and VTube Studio reviewer. Yes, my one of my tutorial inspirations. Okay, I actually holy shit. I just realized that's actually so crazy. I forgot. This like the like room lighting on that I like use. I haven't like tweaked it for my 2.0 model because the color balance and room are a little bit different. But this lighting is from Phlox. I commented on this video for like 3 years ago. I don't know if you remember that I was like asking you how to slightly adjust the colors because I played a lot of Souls games. And I was like, it's too dark. How does one make it less dark for Souls games and things like that? And then I sort of like found a solution for it, and you're like, yeah, that works too. Ages ago, actually crazy. You're also a purple VTuber because you love the color. I know, that's right. I'm saying like lots of us love the color. It's crazy. You got purple VTubers to add to the list. Valak, Fuaminato, Nagao K, Shiki Katagami, Hoshido Sho, Uki Violetta, yep, and Shu Yamino, yep. You do! It's either flashbanged or washed out. One day you'll just write in a plugin for yourself. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the way that you taught it, I do like better than like a lot of the other alternatives because I find it's like a lot more responsive to the background colors, and it looks really good in things like Dark Souls that are like really dark, that have really good light sources like torches and things like that. But yeah, like this is like so much more responsive to the background, where like it's like purple over here, and then it's like actually you can actually like see the colors cycling behind me, you know, for like those pillars that change colors. Yeah. Classic. Yeah. And then I said that I made an entire like extra scene in the configuration so that I could just toggle between that and no lighting. Yeah. Still using the same button all these years later. That's so funny. That's wild. You could wait through pages of God knows, or you can wait for Phlox to review it. True. The legend. Oh yeah, when is your Phlox, is your break this week or was it last week? It was probably last week, right? What is time? What is time? What is time even? Damaged Plushie has taken their daily bite. Well, welcome in. I hope you enjoy it. Hi there, Jeppy, my sunshine. Hi. Welcome in. How are you doing? Blue Rose, welcome in as well. I hope that you are having a lovely time. Unfortunately, a few of you guys are arriving here right when we're about to have ads, because Daddy Twitch wants to fuck us over and we hate it, but we have to live with it, so. Yeah. It was last week, but I'm thinking of taking another week off. Vastly underestimated how tired your body was gonna be. Dude, tell me about it. Like when my job ended, I'd been working at that job for 16 years, okay? And like, I vastly underestimated like how stressed out I was, okay? I vastly underestimated how stressed out I was. You like my OC? Thank you, Jeppy. Thank you. Oh, I was gonna say, where was that? Where did I? Whoop, nope. We don't want to do that. We want to go over here. There we go. Is it source clone existing? Yeah, it is. Yeah, I felt like I finally got on the source clone train because somebody I saw, Momo plush had a thing where she did as far as I assume she basically just captured her her thing twice basically, and oh god, that's so far. Wait, can I like go 1 pixel at a time? Yes, I can. And then basically just offset it like several times, and I was like, damn, that's actually kind of sick. Like, hold on, like this effect of like double capturing your model, and I was like, I've learned enough from Vlox how to do source clones for that. I've learned how to do that. For real, it's crazy. Full-time actually applied a major damage debuff. Yeah. Let's see. Do I have any art of them? Yeah, I have art of my model. It's on my Twitter, which you should be able to find in the description. Is the silhouette something you're doing, or is it on accident? Yeah, it was on purpose, but adding it into the scene, I had to like reposition it. Yeah. Alrighty, it's break time. We'll be right back. If you already got hit with ads, sorry. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, the music is goated, as is the transition. Honestly, all of my artists are goated. I feel like I can say that everybody's goated because I didn't do it. It doesn't feel like bragging when I'm like, yeah, man, the dude that composed that song fucking killed it. The women that made my design and my art and my rigging, slaying. The like studio that did the BRB screen, nailed it. The guy that did the stinger, slay. Like, easiest thing in the world for me to just be like, dap it up, bro. They're all amazing. Imagine. Anyway, okay, hold on. If any of you guys like the ASMR pour that I do. It's so precarious. Oh, there's so much foam because I put in ice. Oh God. Okay, it's fine. I feel like a lot of you would be scolding me for doing this, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm an expert. What do women want? And then he commissioned some women. It's true. I did. It's true. The only men on my list are the music composer and the guy that did the JoJo, the JoJo transition. Every single other person on my team is a woman, an amazing, talented creator, artist, etc., etc. Please don't take my flesh onesie. I won't. It's fine. I'll take your digital onesie, okay? I'll take your digital suit. You're almost finished with the prop you're making? Hell yeah. That's sick. That's sick. I'm chromatically aberrated now. Yeah. I did this on, so this isn't done with chromatic aberration. If you can do it with chromatic aberration, it's probably better. But what I actually am doing is that I am capturing my model 3 times, and one of them I'm just turning the hue to magenta, and one of them I'm turning the hue to cyan, and then I'm offsetting the captures from each other by like 6 pixels. So the left side of everything out of VTube Studio has like a pink version coming out, and everything on the right side has a blue version coming out, and then like, yeah, it looks sick. Me and your partner are currently playing Yahtzee. Let's go. Yahtzee. Copying it twice with different colors is really eye-catching. Yeah, I completely stole it from another creator, Momo Plush. She debuted a like, also a very like 90s aesthetic like gamer model, with like a really cool room and stuff like that, and she used like very close to these colors, and I was like, damn, I did that. That's mine now. That's mine now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You're kind of scared of me? Why are you scared of me? I'm not scary. I'm not scary. Yes. But anyway, with all of that being said, I'm gonna do a little bit of Reddit reading for the purposes of testing out some repeatable, scrapable, long-form content. We're still in the testing phases. Don't worry, the viewership has been dog shit. Don't worry, the viewership has been dog shit on the Reddit long-form videos, but we're working at it 1 video at a time. I'm doing a 4-week test to see if we can get any movement on that front, because I do find it fun. The inner gossip hoe inside of me enjoys reading Reddit stories and being like, ooh, you're in the wrong, you're a bad person, or just reading the insanity. And you know what? If people like to watch that and enjoy my opinions, then hopefully that means that they'll also like just chatting with me, etc., etc. One of your friends, oh, brother, ooh. The inner gossip hoe? Yeah, that's me. That's me. I'm not gonna pretend, okay? I know what I am, all right? I know what I am, and it's a hoe. Okay, we're gonna go over here for this, and we're gonna go hand on face because we like to be judgmental little hoes. And we're gonna bop. There we go. And ooh, I need to turn off. Boop. There we go. That'll be a little bit cleaner. And then we turn off the wings. We're gonna do a little bit something like this. There we go. This is why I like certain parts of history. It's gossip about people that have been dead for centuries. Yeah, I mean, valid. But it is fun when they have modern day problems. You know what I mean? Okay. Can't accidentally ruin somebody's life by accident. Oh, I forgot to say, I've meant to say this the last 2 times we did the Reddit part. I was actually the subject of an advice post, or one of the subjects. I was on one of these subreddits and I found a post about me and my roommates at the time. In case anybody's ever been wondering, I know what that's like. In ancient times, certainly before I moved in with my wife was living with me, but we weren't married yet. But we had roommates, yeah. One of the roommates, in modern parlance, was I the asshole? No. No, I was not. I'm totally not biased, but it wasn't exactly an am I the asshole? I believe it was to ask men, because it was all men living there except for my wife, who is autistic and gets along with men, has a lot of male friends. So it was kind of like it was all guys. And it was the new girlfriend of one of the roommates who, for all intents and purposes, basically just moved in and like was taking up a lot of space and wasn't paying rent, but she was there like all the time and slept over like all the time. And like she did not get our like bro communication style, because she like thought that we hated her and we didn't, but we definitely had a lot of like playful banter that she just thought was us not liking her. But like she like didn't know how to communicate with us, more or less, and was like, men, what is happening? Why is this like, why are they like this? And it's like, but then they'll be nice and they'll like offer to take me, like give me a ride if I need to go somewhere. So I don't understand. And it's like, first of all, they're just bantering with you. But second of all, you are kind of imposing. Like, you are kind of imposing. She did not pass the vibe check. She was fine. Like, I didn't dislike her. In fact, we stayed in contact like with them for many years after that, because they got pretty serious, and she used to host really big fun like Halloween parties, and invited all of us to them and stuff like that. But I think it's just like she just didn't really understand like the vibe, and she thought that we hated her, where it was more like we just kind of were fine with it. But like she did kind of take up a lot of room while we were, you know, already tight on room and wasn't paying for it. Ultimately they got engaged and then they broke it off. So I don't really talk to her anymore, but I don't dislike her. She's nice. She's a nice lady. She's a nice lady. Okay. I still have positive things to say about her. It was not a messy breakup, other than the fact that anything is kind of messy when you break up after being engaged, but like, it wasn't like a cheating situation or like a stealing or an assault, or like, it was like, actually, I'm pulling the ripcord. I don't think it's actually working. So, you know, anyway. You did that when you were trying to get with a guy, but you made the entire household all kinds of desserts. So they didn't want me to leave. Yeah. Also, Aeon, I feel like you are totally able to like converse with the guys. As we commonly joke, you are the most masculine member of chat. I feel like you can do it. Some of the insane burns that I've heard you say to your coworkers, like, girl, you'd fit in just fine here, okay? Girl, you'd fit in just fine. Like, goddamn. As a man in chat, I'm not offended by that. Yeah, me neither, okay? I'm secure enough in my masculinity to say that Aeon has more. Aeon is just gender maxing, okay? Because I also don't doubt that Aeon is also feminine. She's just maxed out. She's just min-maxing gender stats. Oh my God. Anyway. Okay, with that said, that looks like a pretty good frame of view for this. Let me put this over here. Okay, don't save. I feel like I'm basically the small house cat that hangs out with all the big dogs. Yeah, I mean, I get that vibe, you know? And listen, the dogs are fine with it, all right? Okay, amazing, incredible. All right, let's check the formatting. Ooh, let me maybe move my model just slightly off the side. Just a teeny tiny bit. Bow. There we go. I think that's good enough. Okay. Hey, we're so in sync. I was thinking of suggesting top last 7 days. Well, partly it's because I've already done the last month and the last year. So I'm like, might as well just go last week anyway. Okay. All right, I'm going to try and make a concerted effort to like get a cold read at the start of each of these, because then I can reorder them in the edit so that the best stories are first, because I totally did that last time. So I'm gonna try and avoid saying like first or last time or things like that and just like go cold read, okay? This is what we call content repurposing, okay? Which, like, by the way, there's this whole mini discussion about people talking about Ludwig's advice from Streamer University of having your stream in segments that are easy to clip into other forms of content. And like some people are big mad that they think he means like just clip farming, when what he's really saying is like, yes, have a segment that you know will be a specific kind of YouTube video on its own later. And like, you know, build that into the way that you present your stream and stuff like that. In your friend group, you're the one that looks, awfully cold, but one of you, once you see me, know me, you know how fun you are, but also they call me short, angry garden gnome. Okay. Am I the a-hole for not getting my daughter-in-law coffee because she hates tea? I'm gonna just read that again. I like flubbed 4 words in that. Am I the a-hole for not getting my daughter-in-law coffee because she hates tea? Okay. Well, I got my answer. I'm going to send this to my son and tell him we need to talk ASAP. My son just got back to me and told me, wait. Okay. We're actually going to stop because it looks like they put the edit up top. That's bad form. You put the edits at the end. We'll come back to that. Okay. This feels really stupid and I need to know if I am the problem here or not. My son seems to think I'm the problem. My daughter-in-law loves coffee. She's the type of person that will go get coffee every morning. It is not uncommon that if she goes out to get coffee, she will pick up coffee for the other people as well. The issue here is she will never get me tea or any tea lattes. As she puts it, it is leaf water and she doesn't want to waste her money on it. I am asking for her to get a $5 thing of tea if she's already picking up everyone $8 fancy coffees. I'm asking for tea latte or an iced tea latte and I literally can't make at the time. So she comes back with everyone's drink but mine. It's really frustrating on a trip because I will be driving most of the time. She takes everyone's orders and goes in while I'm either getting gas or snacks for the trip and will come back out with any caffeine. Then I have to go into the shop and get my drink. Okay, we'll continue reading this in just a second. But like, okay, your daughter-in-law is kind of being an asshole. Like, straight up. She's just not doing what you're asking and saying like, I don't respect your choice, so I'm not gonna do it. So I feel like she's already off on a bad foot. Now, maybe they're like poisoning the well a little bit, but I feel like it's gonna be turnabout's fair play if you've been asking and they're not getting it for you, especially when you're driving. Like, come on, don't be a jerk, sheesh. Hates tea, is she Ted Lasso? I mean, I hate tea also, but I already dislike the daughter-in-law. Exactly. Okay. There have been so many times she asked in the chat if anyone wants something at Starbucks. I tell her what I want, and then she comes back with everyone's drink but mine. Talking to her doesn't help. She just claims I can make it at home. To the issue, I was going over to babysit the grandkids for my son and daughter, so 4 adults. I sent a text saying I was stopping at Starbucks and asked if they wanted anything. The exact same thing she does. They gave me their orders, and I decided that I wouldn't get my daughter-in-law's drink to make a point, basically. I got to where everyone was and gave everyone their drinks beside my daughter-in-law. She was pissed and I pointed out that this is the same thing she does for me all the time. She told me it wasn't the same and I can make tea at home. I told her to make her coffee at home. The pot is right there. We got into a fight and my son told me to apologize and get her a drink. I told him no, and I'm tired of this. I've spoken to them multiple times, and if she doesn't change what she does, I will never get her a drink when I get drinks for others. They left, but after babysitting, I'm still hearing about it. I need your opinion. Yeah, easy, not the a-hole. Is it confrontational? Yes, but you're just giving back the same energy that's been given to you multiple times. Now, did you explicitly tell them that you find it very hurtful and frustrating and annoying? I don't know. Maybe you didn't, and you should have. You should say that. But it's also obviously jerk behavior to exclude somebody who's asking you to get something while you're getting stuff for everyone else, because you just don't respect what they're getting. And it's not a question of it being like unethical or illegal. You know, it's not, it's so ridiculous. Is it petty? Yes. But it's turnabout's fair play, and the stakes are so low that like, if you can't take it, don't dish it. You know what I mean? Jesus. Yeah. Turnabout's fair play. Sorry, ma'am. Okay. Let's go back to the top. Okay, I got my answer. I'm going to send this to my son and tell him we need to talk ASAP. My son got back to me and told me we will talk in a bit. Just got off the phone with my daughter-in-law and son. Yes, they have seen the post. I sent it to them. Daughter-in-law apologized, and this issue has nothing to do with me. I thought she just hated me, but this is a deal with her own mother. They have a bad relationship, and when they married, they didn't wish for that type of relationship to happen again with me. I also didn't help that her sister has a horrible mother-in-law, so she thought she needed to be distant and cold from the start. So yes, she was being rude on purpose. This kind of opened her eyes that she was acting like her mother acts. My son also apologized and realized that he went too far in the direction of supporting your spouse. He admits that he did the easy thing because we don't live together. I informed them that I won't put up with being disrespected anymore, and hopefully nothing backtracks. We seem good now, but I have a feeling more talks will happen. Anyway, thank you, Reddit. That's very interesting. I think it's good. I think it's good that they are actually talking about this and examining the reasons for the actions. It's not a good reason. It's a actively bad reason to be disrespectful to somebody because you're like worried that they'll be disrespectful to you or something. I don't know. But at least they're examining their own biases and choices and realizing that they've made a mistake. So like, that's a good ending. Also, welcome in, Raiders. Hello. I am Greibach, Unk Gamer, Cyber Vampire, Yapper Extraordinaire, and we are doing some, we've been chatting and we're doing some fun Am I the Asshole Reddit reading. Edda is a good friend of mine. I hope that she had fun. Were you building Gundams? Oh, special events. Wait, you were doing a special event? What kind of special event were you doing? Thank you for sharing your community with me. If you need to raid and run, absolutely A-okay, but also Funny Horse sent us. Let's go. It looks like you got an informal raid on the YouTube side as well. Welcome in, Raiders. Yeah. Birthday stream. Oh, happy birthday, Edda. Happy birthday. My favorite horse VTuber. Full stop. Yes, welcome in. We're doing some fun, silly Am I the A-hole judgment streams, etc. So yeah, well, if it's your birthday, make sure that you take care, have some fun at home. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Healthy outcome from an Am I the Asshole? My inner drama gremlin goes hungry. Yeah. We thirst. Too happy. Not the a-hole. If she's asking for orders and getting everyone but yours, it's incredibly rude. You simply matched her actions. I'm guessing the other issues are at play too, but solely for this, not the a-hole. If someone doesn't like to be treated the same way they treat you, you can always be confident you are not the a-hole. Also a good rule of thumb. Not the a-hole. How old is your daughter-in-law? It sounds like she's just outright disrespecting you for no apparent reason. From what is available in the post, I'm surprised your child hasn't said anything. That's the other thing that this brought up, was talking about how he realized that he supported his spouse basically because he has to live with her, and he realizes that that was wrong. I think that's good introspection. We've actually talked about this several times on this channel, that I am not a person that thinks it's healthy to just say like, no matter what you have, like you can't say that your spouse is ever wrong. I think that that's a really messed up way to live, and that's not healthy for communication. And it really encourages people to have bad behavior and not reflect on themselves, even though I understand the temptation, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that there was some I'm glad that there was some introspection, and hopefully this leads to a good conclusion. Yes, that's right. Daughter-in-law broke Zeus's law. Yes, yes, yes. I do love that Zeus's law is becoming a like relevant phrase in modern vernacular again because of the movie. I find that extremely funny. Extremely funny. Okay, pretty easy, not the a-hole. Oh, reading the title on that one. Boy, okay. I'm all for supporting your spouse, but you also need to be able to call them out when they're wrong. Yes, correct. What is Zeus's law? It's basically just the golden rule. Zeus's law is basically like, welcome strangers and try and give them aid and comfort when you can. Don't take people's hospitality for granted. Be a good host. Yeah. You hate the Zeus's law meme so much and you hate Nolan for it? I don't know. I think it's fine. It'll die down pretty quick. I do think it's kind of funny. Am I the a-hole? Kid with special needs keeps bothering me. I've spoken to the mom and she won't do anything about it. Loaded title, I'll say that. So I'm on a packaged holiday. Hotel is all you can eat. There's one family here. Oldest kid has some type of special needs, but for the past few days, he keeps putting his hands down the back of his shorts, rooting around and then licking his fingers. Ugh. Okay. Parents are pretty much letting him do his thing. He keeps helping himself to the food without tongs and talks to everyone, tries to give people hugs and all that. I spoke to staff. They said they'll speak to him and even got someone to dish his food for him if needed. He tried talking to me and I made sure to keep my distance, and he tried hugging me and I stepped back. I spoke to the parents and they said I feel really uncomfortable with him near me and my family and apologized for it. Anyway, we booked a trip and the family is on our coach. This kid tried sitting next to me and I refused. The mom called me rude and I very politely and quietly said to her that I don't want to sit next to him due to his hygiene issues. She shouted at me, and when he's disabled, he can't help it. So I raised my voice and said, I don't want to sit next to someone who keeps playing with their bum and licking their fingers. I don't want shitty fingers near me. And now apparently she's the victim. The mom is now telling her son to bother me and the hotel won't do anything. Wow, that last line is especially bad. This is, right off the bat, not the a-hole. Your own personal boundaries and especially personal hygiene are ultimately the only reasons you need to not want to interact with somebody. It is obviously complicated if there are special needs involved, and it's very difficult. There aren't always good answers or solutions to things like that, unfortunately. When it comes to hygiene of things with food and things like that, it is completely reasonable to it doesn't really matter about the special needs aspect when it comes to contaminating food. That's just a normal part of shared eating. It's very clear to me that this is something that these parents have been struggling with for a long time, and I have a lot of sympathy for them and empathy for them. It's very difficult, and people have to do their best. However, even if you can't change the behavior, that doesn't mean that you should expect other people to have their boundaries and space violated. And that is one of the very difficult realities of situations like this, is that you can try as hard as you can, and sometimes there isn't a beautiful Hallmark movie breakthrough, but that doesn't mean that other people are wrong for their own personal boundaries. And there was definitely similar situations when I was growing up where there was a boy who was also special needs, and he was touching girls inappropriately, and the school wouldn't do anything about it. And that is wrong. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying anything we need to get police involved or something like that, but those girls deserve to have their bodily autonomy respected, and it doesn't matter why it was happening. It shouldn't be happening. So the fact that this is happening with adults is like an adult is going to stand their ground and just say no. And like, this person's gonna have to deal with that one way or another. You know what I mean? At some point, even people with severe mental setbacks will have to learn boundaries. You're not sure if the kid really can't process that literally, but otherwise, that's exactly the thing, is like, it's really difficult. I feel a lot of sympathy for the situation, but again, like, you just don't have license to do that and take people's space and take people's health and their, you know, very unfortunate. And it's very wrong, because it sounds like this person was as respectful as they could be, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm sorry, I don't want to sit next to you. I don't want to speak to you. Full stop. You don't need another reason than that. You know what I mean? And the fact that the parents couldn't handle this, and that's what I was gonna say. The last part where the mom is telling the son to bother me, like, that is so harmful. It is so harmful, both for that boy and also, like, in terms of him learning boundaries, but also in terms of, like, any kind of, like, learning the lessons or discipline or anything like that. And it's just so, it's like actually so actively upsetting. Yeah, not the a-hole. That's effing disgusting. Not the a-hole. This kid's, it's true, this kid probably doesn't know any better, but that doesn't excuse the parents from just letting it happen. It's a serious hygiene issue in their special needs clothes that are essentially a one-piece suit to prevent exactly this problem. Yep. I say this as a disabled person. That's nasty. Special needs moms can be special. Yeah. It happens pretty frequently, from my understanding, with parents, that they just, like, can't get outside of their own bubble of experience. You know what I mean? Very unfortunate. Not the a-hole. I work in disability care, and this is something you're specifically told to redirect them out of. Anyone can learn this, isn't it okay? It's the parents who need to educate their child, or at the very least put them in something where he cannot reach those parts. You actually did the right thing by providing proper social consequences for his actions. Yep. Again, yeah, and, like, this person did everything perfectly properly by, like, saying no, and by then, like, talking to people who are in charge of the health situations. Like, that is the softest consequence you can get. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. My model is so cool. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoy your stay here. Welcome. We're having a little fun reading some Reddit Am I the Asshole? Although I will say this story is a little depressing, sensitive, and gross, but, you know, hopefully a lot of them are a little bit more juicy, like, juicy, fun gossip drama. Personally, I'd rather a kid from my family got instructed with stuff like boundaries, social cues, and stuff, even if they're handicapped. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it is entirely plausible that this happens to the wrong person and they get punched. You know what I mean? Like, somebody, the OP here, by being verbal and direct and not even being insulting, just establishing a clear boundary is like fantastic. And then it was pushed, and then they were direct. You know what I mean? Like, there can be way worse consequences. Reddit's dangerous. You doom scroll so badly on Reddit. Same with Facebook for some reason. They're so gossip filled. They are. When I use Reddit in my private time, it's really just to check up on, like, gaming news. I do not, like, browse Reddit general. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's how I find out when games are getting announced and things like that, is I just, like, go to the game subreddit. To be clear, games, not gaming. Gaming is just memes that I don't really care about. Not that games is, like, good, but okay. Parents should have taken accountability, because even if it's traditional parents and they know their kid has special needs, but the parents saying to continue going into the other person's space is wrong, and they should know better. Exactly. That's the part that was, like, really bad, really messed up. My Reddit account is subscribed to 0 subs. When you open the app, it's a blank screen. Love that for you. I'm subscribed to, like, 6 or 8 subreddits, like, tops, and I don't go to most of them anymore. I do, like, like I said, I don't even use the front page, really. I just go to specific subreddits. You love going on, am I the asshole, or what is AIO? Am I something? Yeah. Am I the a-hole for telling my 12-year-old daughter she did nothing wrong by inviting another friend when the first friend didn't respond? Boy, I already feel like I have the answer here. You're not wrong. If somebody's failing to coordinate with you, move on to somebody who's willing to respect your time. Yesterday, I told my 12-year-old daughter I'd be happy to take her and a friend to a water park today. She had a free bring a friend pass, and she initially invited friend A. Around 9 p.m., I told my daughter, A told my daughter she couldn't go after all. I told my daughter that if she wanted to invite someone else, that was fine. My daughter texted friend B to see if she wanted to go. When B didn't respond after about 10 minutes, my daughter tried calling her, still no response. After 20 minutes after the original text, she invited friend C. C immediately said yes, and so the plans were set. At about 10:30 p.m., B finally responded saying she wanted to go. My daughter told her sorry, but someone else had already taken the spot. B replied, okay, no problem. My daughter said that she was sorry and she had hoped they could hang out soon. They also spoke by phone, and my daughter explained that the spot was already taken. Okay, sounds like B's parents got upset about this, not child B. This morning, B's mother called asking when she could drop off B for the water park and saying how excited B was. We explained that another friend was now going. B's mother became upset with my daughter and with us. She said that once my daughter invited B, she should have waited for B to respond before inviting anyone else. We explained that this was a last-minute plan for the following morning, and my daughter tried texting and calling B before moving on to another friend. I also apologized for any miscommunication and said it was probably partly my fault because I had encouraged my daughter to get her plan settled before going to bed. B's mother still feels that my daughter, wife, and I were rude and thoughtless. I showed her the text from the night before, including B's acknowledgement that the spot had already been taken, and replying, okay, no problem. But she still believes we should have indefinitely waited for B to respond. I disagree. My view is that the last-minute invitation like this, you can ask someone, give them a reasonable opportunity to respond, and then move on if you don't hear back. If I had an extra ticket to a baseball game the next morning, for example, I'd do the same thing. For what it's worth, I couldn't simply take both girls. I had only one extra seat in the car because I was also dropping my son off and another child at camp in the morning. If I had room, I would have happily taken them both and paid for the extra ticket. Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter she did nothing wrong by moving on and inviting another friend? No. Your daughter's friend also seems like she's a totally reasonable young girl, and your daughter's friend's parents are incredibly selfish. Full stop. There's not a lot to this story, I don't think. The assumption that your invitation should be indefinite with no communication is ridiculous, and it's very self-centered. And it's not like they invited B and B said yes, and then they invited somebody else and said, sorry, I changed my mind. That would be rude. But they invited somebody who did not respond, did not communicate, and then by the time they did, another plan had to be made. That's life. You're not owed a theoretical possible world that you had responded earlier in but didn't. Like, that's crazy. 10 minutes is a little quick, but the last minute thing, yeah, I was gonna say 10 minutes is a little quick, but like, it is what it is. Like, it's already 10 p.m., you know? Like, it's, you know, well, and she tried calling her after 10 minutes, and then, yeah. The world doesn't wait for one specific person. Exactly. Like, it's, oh, you're overreacting is what YOR means. Love that. Good to know. You know what? I should write this down. I'm always looking for more subreddits to include. YOR equals you're overreacting. Love that. Thank you for the ammo for future streams. Yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate incident, but like I said, the kid seems like she handled it just fine. I feel like what happened is the kid handled it fine and then told her mom about it. And then the mom was like, I'm sure they'll still take you, sweetie. And then got the kid excited about it. And then found out the next morning that that's not how it works. Like, you don't get a voluntold somebody that they're taking your daughter somewhere, you know? It's crazy. The daughter seems totally fine. Listen, I may be a bit of a hard ass when it comes to scheduling conflicts because scheduling takes time and effort and energy, especially when you're trying to coordinate multiple people at the same time. So, like, you don't get a lot of sympathy from me if you don't respond back. Like, it is what it is. Not the a-hole. What's wrong with all these people? Seriously, what did she expect your daughter to do? Drop everything or go alone because her daughter didn't text her back in time? Yeah, I don't really, like, yes, it was fast, right? I'm not going to say that it wasn't, like, fast, but it was already late at night, you know? It is what it is. I'm a scheduling conflict, Mr. Blood on the Clock Tower? Yeah, you're goddamn right I am. I think 20 minutes isn't a very long time to wait, especially considering it doesn't sound like you or your daughter sent anything to indicate you are rescinding the invite. At the very least, you should send a, hey, sorry, this is so last minute, I need to invite someone else. Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I do think it would be reasonable to have sent a, sorry, I needed an answer quickly, you know, and I invited somebody else. That would have been nice. Not mandatory, but it would have been nice. You know, that's fine. You know, that's a lesson you can incorporate. I do usually say if I'm coordinating with people and I've like invited people and then things get full, then I'll say like, yeah, sorry, it's full. But that's not mandatory. You know, if you're, yeah, I don't know. Not a huge deal. Not a huge deal, to be honest. Not the a-hole. Your daughter told B someone else took the spot. B acknowledged it and that was fine. So why did she expect to be going the next day? Yeah. Probably asked their mom for permission and was excited at the moment that didn't bother to mention she was no longer going. Mom's just pissed because she didn't get the free day off from childcare. Okay. Reddit does tend to be very, very like armchair, like, actually, actually. Yeah. Yeah, found the child free subscriber. Exactly. A better handling of this would have been to send B a text saying, since you didn't pick up the phone, and it's tomorrow, I'm going to have to invite somebody else before asking C. I agree with this. Was it perfect? No. But Tempest Fugit, you know, it is what it is. And yeah, it is what it is. Good feedback for incorporating into future situations, you know? If you invite somebody and you have to rescind the offer, you should tell them that you rescinded the offer. You know, I do think that that's common politeness, but, you know, it is what it is. Ooh. Am I the a-hole for leaving a dinner early after my friends made a joke about me? Ooh. I'm 23 female and I went out for dinner with my 4 friends last weekend. We've all known each other for a while, so we were pretty comfortable making fun of each other. At some point, they started talking about how everyone in the group has changed since college. It was mostly harmless until one of them said, I was basically the backup friend of the group because I'm always available when everyone else is busy. Everyone laughed, including me at first, because I didn't want to make it awkward. Then another friend said she's not even offended because she knows it's true. They started bringing up random times when I'd been left out of plans and joked that I was basically the person they called when someone canceled. I laughed it off at the table, but honestly, it really got to me. I ended up making an excuse that I wasn't feeling well and left early. Later that night, one of them texted me asking why I was being weird. I told her that the jokes actually hurt my feelings, especially because some of what they were joking about was true. She said I was taking a joke way too seriously and nobody actually thinks I'm a backup friend. I told her that if that's true, they probably shouldn't joke about something I know I'm insecure about. She said she didn't even know I was insecure about it, and now everyone is apparently annoyed that I made the whole dinner awkward. I haven't talked to them much since. Part of me thinks I should have just laughed it off because they weren't trying to hurt me, but another part of me feels stupid for pretending I was fine when I wasn't. Okay, before we get to the PS. This is really rough, and certainly not the a-hole. She's certainly not the a-hole. This is actually something that I was contending with somewhat, even just this weekend, about being the person that tries to like make myself available and like bend over backwards to do things with other people, and feeling sometimes like I get left out of things if I'm not the person making the plan. And having your friends straight up say that they call you when people cancel because you're always available is really hurtful, but also really telling, because it means that what you fear is true really is true. They really do think of you as the backup friend, and it's really frustrating and painful when you go out of your way to try and make things work for people, and instead of appreciating the effort that you go through, they just take it as granted that like that's just how you are. And like, it's very disrespectful of your commitment and your effort and your attempts and willingness to try and make things work with people when they just basically are like, well, we can always count on you. It's actually really messed up, and I actually think that she's totally right for ditching this group. Should she have talked about it at the time? Yeah, probably. You know, probably it would have been nice to say that, you know, that, well, not nice. It probably would have been good for her to have said it, but the fact that they're framing it as they're angry that she made things awkward when they were being mean to her is very telling about the way that they view social interactions and how they all center it on themselves. And like, you made me uncomfortable because you were uncomfortable is not the like sick defense that you think it is. So yeah, like this actually kind of hits close to home. Definitely not the a-hole, but like the situation is like extremely recognizable. Extremely recognizable. Being the person who's always making time for others is laudable. Punching down on that is so fucked. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like it's, and even without the punching down, just the fact of it, just the fact that that's true, that they do like think of you as the backup friend. And then like when they say like, see, she's not even defending herself because she knows it's true, is like, so it's like, I just got like the biggest ick from this story. Your friends are huge assholes. They're really not good friends is actually what it means. Okay. P.S. I read all your comments and I went to thank each of you for bringing your positivity and friendly comments. I am not friends with them anymore, and I will rebuild my life from now on with a focus on my mental health. Much love to everyone. When wanting to spend time with people you care about is used as a weapon. Exactly. Like, that's crazy. Them basically pointing out the times they've deliberately excluded you is not a joke. Real friends at least ask. Yes. Yeah, exactly. I had a friend culture in middle school of constant teasing and it sucked. I don't recommend it. Yeah, that too. We were mean to you repeatedly until you left. You really made things awkward. You hear how that sounds, right? Exactly. Man, what a rough one. Holy. Not the a-hole. I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you offend a friend with something that you intended as a harmless joke, you apologize. You can mention that you didn't mean any harm, but in the context of I misjudged it and I'm sorry, not I was joking, so your hurt feelings are invalid. Exactly. Hear me out. S'more toppings brownie with a Oreo cookies inside, M&M ice cream and chocolate shell syrup. When I tell you that I'm already a type 1 diabetic, I mean, it sounds amazing. That sounds amazing, okay? I love sugar, okay? It's my evil temptress. Holy shit, that sounds good. God damn. I'm glad she said 23 female and post-college, otherwise I would be wondering if these friends were 10. Yeah. What does a star win in a competition? I don't know, what? I expect a good dad joke out of this. A constellation prize? Yes, correct. You've done it. They think only inviting you to something to do when someone else cancels and have so little respect for you that they think it's okay to joke about it. They aren't your friends, not the a-hole. If they're able to make that joke with no real punchline other than the truth, the joke isn't really about the absurdity of the situation, but on her. Yes, exactly. This is like a really cruel story. Holy crap. This is one where I totally agree with Reddit that they're saying dump them. So Reddit definitely has a tendency to go extreme of like dump them, break up, get a divorce, hit the gym, call a lawyer. But like in this situation, no, it's over. Wow. Absolutely crazy. I cast Fireball. Yeah, that's right. Oh, Shoto coming in clutch towards the end of the stream. Okay. Oh boy. Am I the a-hole for spending more money on my kids than my stepkids? My husband and I both have kids, teenagers, from prior marriages. We each have our own incomes, although mine is significantly higher than his. We had one the other day where we were talking about how it is awkward when there's like multiple marriages of kids and incomes are very different. Let's see where this goes. When we first got together, we merged finances and I treated all of the kids the same. I got them into sports, got their clothes, took them on vacations, etc. I genuinely tried to treat them all as my own. As they got older, the blended family parenting dynamic got a lot harder. My husband and I would agree on budgets and financial rules, and then he wouldn't follow them and or would tell the kids not to tell me about things. If I got upset after finding out, they'd all focus on my reaction instead of the fact that he'd gone behind my back. Okay, already huge red flag for the husband. I'm gonna be curious to see how this turns out when it comes to how they're treating the kids, because it's not really the kids' fault that your husband is being a dick. So that's awkward. I feel like if you're fighting your husband by proxy with his kids, that's not a great look, but again, they're disrespecting you, so. The tipping point was when my stepdaughter told me what her dad spent on her was none of my business and that he should be able to give her money whenever he wanted to. My husband didn't back me up. After that, I suggested we separate finances and financial responsibilities for our kids. He would take the lead on parenting and financial decisions for his kids, and I'd do the same for mine. If he wanted my opinion, I'd gladly give it, but I wasn't going to keep living in a dynamic where I carried the majority of the financial responsibility without any control. We figured out a split for shared expenses based on our incomes and agreed to each be responsible for our own kids' expenses. Okay. Okay. What this really tells me is that you and your husband are not working. It's not working out between you. If you can't come to an agreement on something like this, that bodes ill for your relationship in general. Like, that's what this is actually telling me. I don't think it's entirely unreasonable to have these feelings. I do think that a lot of people would respond very differently if the genders were flipped. I'm just gonna say it. I think that if you had a man that had a lot more money than the wife, and the man said, I want to separate our finances back out because I want control over our kids' spending habits with my money, I think that a lot of people would be very quick to call that out. So I do want to put that caveat in there. I understand the tension that's being caused here. And I think, ultimately, I think you've got a huge relationship problem, not a money problem. Like, the fact that your husband is disrespecting you is the real problem here. And I think you're just putting a Band-Aid on a gaping wound, to be completely honest. Class war inside a family unit. Is it Shigo or Shiego if I get the reference? It's Shigo, but it's Shiego. Yes, I do get the reference. This tells me that there's a big red flag. If this happened, you would just try and sit down and talk about it. Well, that's the thing. Apparently they have sat down and talk about it, and to no effect, which is why I'm saying it's like a huge problem for their relationship. Okay. Financially, it's great. We don't fight about money anymore, and it's way less stressful for me. The issue is that I make considerably more than my husband. He's also more likely to spend his discretionary money on vehicles and stuff for himself, while I tend to spend more on the kids. To be clear, I haven't stopped doing stuff for his kids. I just don't feel obliged to anymore. His daughter is out of the house and wants nothing more to do with me, so I don't do anything with her. For my stepson, I still buy him clothes, help pay for his computer, take him on vacations, and match every dollar he puts into savings. If there's something I genuinely want to do for him, I'll do it happily. The difference is that for the day-to-day expenses, spending money, or other things he simply wants, he knows to ask his dad. If I contribute, it's because I want to. My stepdaughter has expressed resentment to my husband's family that it's unfair that my kids are spoiled and get things handed to them that she had to pay for herself. It's created some family issues where they talk about me behind my back and exclude me from the family events now because they think I'm unfair. I don't stop my husband from spending more on her or his, so I don't control his money or even see his bank account or bills. We simply have different priorities with our discretionary income. Am I the a-hole for sticking to what we agreed on, even though it means my kids get more? This is actually like shockingly complicated. This is shockingly complicated. Gotta catch some Z's. Art's not progressing, but the Reddit post in my magnificent voice has provided excellent background noise. Thank you, Magi. Have a good rest. Thank you. Sounds like the OP is actually being pretty reasonable in practice. She's bearing the lead on why her kids get more. It's because the dad is selfish. Yeah, it's really complicated, right? Because I guess it somewhat depends on how old the kids were when they got married. Because I do feel like if you are marrying somebody that has like sub 10-year-olds, I think that you should be trying to step up as a parent for them and not just somebody that's married to their parent. And with that comes including them. And it sounds to me like she got mad at her husband for the financial decisions he was making and stepped away from the kids. And she's clearly like somewhat involved with the stepson, but the way that she's framing it with the stepdaughter does raise a bit of a red flag for me. However, I think this all stems from a combination of their relationship, and I'm not putting their relationship problems on her. This is kind of a dual compatibility problem, but I think that honestly, it's a big problem, and I think a lot of people just like brush things like this aside because they don't want to face having a difficult conversation about it. And I feel like the answer is kind of the a-hole, but also like husband is more the a-hole. You know what I mean? I feel like this is a bad situation and you've kind of washed your hands of the stepkids. But if you've been their stepmother for like, say, a decade, and I don't know how long she's been the stepmother, right? If she's been the stepmother for like 2 years, this is a very different story than if she's been the stepmother for like 8 or 10 years. But it kind of sounds like she's distancing herself from the children that she's raising in her household that are his children. And I don't like that. But I do understand that like also the husband is very, like he's acting in bad faith and the husband is spending money in a way that is problematic for the wife, and the wife is the one that's earning the majority of the money. And the fact that he is going behind her back and talking trash about her and lying to her and like turning his kids against her makes the husband the way bigger a-hole. Does that make sense? I think it's difficult. The stepson shouldn't be in the parents' crossfire. Yes, exactly. And I mean, yeah, so like that's where it's really complicated because we are only seeing her side of it. And there's some like yellow flags from her, but there's a bunch of red flags from him, right? So like, are you the a-hole for honoring the agreement you made? No. No. That part's fine, I guess, but like, your husband's the a-hole. Like, especially the part about like, he spends his money on himself and I spend my money on my kids, and then sometimes on his kids also, is like, yeah, dog. Like, husband is definitely the a-hole and wife is like kind of the in denial a-hole. It's hard to continue to be perfect in the face of so much unfairness against you. Yeah, it's tough. This is a really tough one. This is a difficult situation. Yikes. Not the a-hole, but why are you still in this marriage? Yes, thank you. It's a husband problem. The fact that he didn't back you up or let his daughter disrespect you is how the situation happened. Yeah. Oh no, it's the consequences of my own actions. That's really the only thing happening here from the daughter's point of view. She was very happy with unfair treatment when it benefited her. Of course, she's bad-mouthing you. She's no longer the person getting the preferential treatment and she can't bully you. I don't know that I agree exactly with that take. Not the a-hole for your question, but there are cracks in your marriage that get bigger and worse. He doesn't support you or stick up for you. Are you okay with that in the long term? Not the a-hole. What her dad spends on her or doesn't spend on her is none of your business, according to your stepdaughter. Yeah, stepdaughter's definitely getting a bit of a taste of her own medicine when she's like, it's none of your business what dad does. And it's like, okay, well, then it's not. You know? Then it's not. Let's see. How many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to do a couple more stories after the ad break, and then we're going to call it. I'm going a little bit longer on this one because we had a lot of fun chatting before this. So we will be right back. I got to take a stretch and bio break, so make sure that you are stretching yourselves as well. We'll be right back. Okay. All right, we are back. We're going to get a couple more of these out, and then we're going to call it a day and read Oot. Am I the a-hole for threatening to quit my best friend's bridal party if I'm not made the maid of honor? Kinda. I don't know. I think that's ultimately not your decision, and quitting because you're like upset about the amount of work you're doing is like one thing, but it's not okay. Anyway, my female 27 best friend, female 28, is getting married. Yay! We've been best friends since 7th grade, and she was the maid of honor at my wedding a few years back. When she got engaged, I assumed I was going to be her maid of honor, but she told me that instead she wants her brother to be man of honor. I was a tiny bit offended, but okay. I figured I'd get to spend less money and effort, no arguments there. Then I found out that she still expects me to do all of the maid of honor duties. I'm throwing the bachelorette party, I'm helping buy or DIY decor. I am the point person for questions and problems on the wedding day. Her excuse as to why her brother can't do this, he's such a young guy, I can't count on him. When I pointed out that he's older than my husband, she just brushed me off. I got mad. I told her that if I'm doing all of the maid of honor work, I want the maid of honor title, or else I'll walk. Maybe I'm vain for wanting the title, but I do. Am I the a-hole? Right. So it ultimately comes down to the work that's being expected of you as a bridesmaid. I think I wouldn't be framing it as I want the title if I'm doing the work. I think it would be like, hey, listen, this is too much work for me to do. We need to find something to do. I think that you're kind of framing it in an a-holy way. You're right that like he's an adult man. He can do that. I think you should probably just do it together, you know? Man of dishonor, am I right? Yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time caring about this one. It's like, I think honestly that a lot of these things should be done by the party in general. You know what I mean? Not just one person. So I think that's really like the real problem here. If you're doing extra work for something like this, you should be recognized for it. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm saying that like, it's unreasonable to expect her friend to do all of the work. It's more like, I don't know. I feel like this work should be being distributed and not just all on one person's shoes in the first place. You know what I mean? She's framing it as the a-hole. Yeah, I think the framing is bad. I think it's totally reasonable to say like, I don't want to do all that work. You know what I mean? Especially not if I'm not the maid of honor. Full stop, right? Then, so it's, I guess to me, it's more like, just say that, you know, just say that. Don't make it like an ultimatum. Just be like, I'm not going to do it. She's not maid of honor and the brother should do the maid of honor things. Yeah, I agree. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I do think wedding things are like kind of odd. Like for our wedding, we didn't really do it that like, let me read through this list of things that she was talking about. So expects me to do the duties like the bachelorette party, buy or DIY the decor, point person for questions and problems on the wedding day. Yeah, so point person for questions and problems, that could be literally anybody. That could be the brother. For us, we didn't have our maid of honor do the decor. So maybe that's part of it, is that like, my wife and I did that ourselves. Like we found the people and we decided how we wanted our wedding to look and like who to do it with and who to make it. I think most people that I know are doing most of those duties as the man, you know, as the bride and groom, not offloading it to them. The only one that's in here that's like more maid of honor or bachelor is, or man of honor, so to speak, is the bachelor and bachelorette party. And that part I do think is a little bit more valid. Like if you want to do like a bachelorette party with the girls and you don't want to invite the brother because it's your brother and that's weird. Like if, you know what I mean? That part, that's a little bit more like, okay, listen, I don't want my brother to plan my like bachelorette party. Like I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that passing to your best friend or whatever. But again, you can probably be part of that also. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like my bachelor party was just us playing poker. And then like we had a bachelorette party where we went go-karting with all like both parties the next day. So like maybe I'm just like, maybe I'm too woke that we did the work ourselves. I don't know. I don't know. The brother had to be, why the brother had to be man of honor at all. It's weird to give him the title, but explicitly not trust him. That's true. I mean, I don't know. Like, yeah, I guess that's fair too. I don't know. Like I guess in our group of friends, right? In one of our friends' weddings, the like, there was a man of honor. It wasn't a relative, but like it was a more male heavy group. There weren't that many women in the party in general. So we had like basically there was the the groomsmen side of the aisle that had 3 guys, and then there was the bridesmaid side of the aisle that had 1 woman and 2 guys. So like, maybe, I don't know, maybe my wedding experiences are just like very different from the quote unquote normal expected wedding like standards. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's like not the a-hole, but also I feel like this is just like have an adult conversation. I don't know. Just quit the bridal party. Yeah, that's more. Yeah, that's fair. Not the a-hole. If brother gets the man of honor, you can do the man of honor stuff. She can't expect that from you. Sure, I suppose. Yeah, yeah, again, we just like didn't offload much of this stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. It is weird. It is weird that she's like infantilizing him. Like, he's so young, he doesn't know what he's doing. And it's like, dude, he's an adult. That part's weird. That part's weird. Are you willing to throw away the friendship over this? Because if you walk, that's probably the end. Yeah. It's close. I would have gone either way. Instead of quitting the bridesmaid position, refused to contribute beyond that position. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. Weddings are weird. Weddings are weird, and people have a lot of strong feelings about them. And our wedding was incredibly casual. Like, we were the most calm, collected people at a wedding. It was remarked on by our minister, as well as like the people that we worked with for like decorations and stuff. Like, we were so chill about it that like these responsibilities fell to us in the first place. So I don't know. It's hard for me to comment on. It's a weird situation. I will grant that. It's a weird situation that she wants him to have this position, but like not be trusted with it. So I do agree that that's strange, I guess. But I also think it's strange to offload all that responsibility to one person. That's just like not how I understood things were done. You know? I don't know. It's Rosalina. Welcome in. Ooh, I like anything that's even though it annoys the neighbor. Okay. Am I the a-hole for using my own deck even though it annoys my neighbor? I live in a sort of weird apartment complex and my deck sits kitty corner to my neighbor's. We're separated by 2 fences. She is a private lady and is grumpy, complains about everything. But I'm always friendly and say hello, and I've never had a personal issue with her. I love my deck. It's in the sun with partial shade from a tree. I spend all my time out there when I can. If I come out and she is out on hers, she'll immediately get up and go inside. She won't come back until I go in. All I do here is read or do a crossword and sit. No music, no talking, no videos, nothing. Maybe I'll have a convo with my husband if he comes outside. I don't smoke or drink. Today I was outside from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Throughout that time, she poked her head out multiple times. Each time I smiled and waved and said hi, and she just went back in without acknowledging me. I'm thinking just my presence annoys her, and sometimes I feel bad, but then I remind myself it is my own space. She has her own space, and I'm not actually stopping her from using it. She's choosing to go in anytime I come out. Am I the a-hole for using it, even though it clearly annoys her for no apparent reason? Not the a-hole. There's literally nothing to this story. Your neighbor is antisocial, like not just unsocial, but literally antisocial to the point that like if a person exists in their vicinity, they can't use their deck. They should live out in the middle of the woods on a mountain or something. Like if that's what you gotta be, you are not the a-hole. I was expecting like nude sunbathing or something, you know, from the title of this. I was expecting that she was saying like, am I the a-hole for nude sunbathing on my own deck and my neighbor can see it and doesn't like it? That would be a little more complicated. But if it's just literally I go out and read and she doesn't like it, I'm like, brother, your neighbor's got a problem and it's not you, okay? Hi, welcome in, Axel. How's it going? Axel is bisexual. Amazing, amazing. You'll fit right in here, okay? You'll fit right in here. Not the a-hole. There's really nothing to discuss about this. Like, you're not doing anything disruptive. Again, if it was like, yes, I play loud music, yeah, that might be kind of annoying eventually, you know? But like, if it really bothers the other lady so much, she can put up taller trees or fence or whatever. You're great. How am I? I am doing good. We are sort of getting towards the end of stream. We've been doing some chatting and some Reddit reading today. Yeah, my voice is starting to go out a little bit, so I'm gonna read a couple more stories here real quick. But we're having fun being little, you know, little gossipers, reading Reddit. I'm also a bit antisocial, but like, eh. Well, that's the thing. That's like, it's fine if you don't want to be around other people, but like, that doesn't entitle you to force other people off of their own property, right? And I'm not saying that you're saying that, but that kind of feels like what the person in this story is acting like they're put out that you exist. And that's, if that's a problem for you, you can't live in a house that's that close to somebody else's house. So, you know, you gotta put on your big girl panties and learn to deal with it. I don't know, put on noise canceling headphones if it really bothers you so much or something. You know, I'm always curious, Axel. How did you find me today? I'm always curious to see how people find my streams. Neighbors should build a taller fence. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, if she can't handle it, she can put in a taller fence. She can put in privacy screens. She can put in some like tall bushes or something. You know, we've got a massive laurel in our backyard because it just grows like insano, but it's a great privacy screen. Sounds like the old lady hasn't expressed what the issue is, so OP can't fix the problem if they don't know what it is. I mean, I think the problem is really that the old lady probably doesn't like the OP. I think the OP is actually correct, that the old lady doesn't like her, and so her very presence causes annoyance to this other person. But like, that's tough. Like, you have a right to exist on your own property if you're not being actively disruptive to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's just tough. I don't even need to read the comments on this one, to be perfectly honest. There's like no world in which the OP is the a-hole. Ooh, this is a juicy one. This might be a really good one to end it on. Old lady needs to get over herself. Yeah. Needs to learn either she just needs to learn to live with it, or, you know, or she'll just continue to be unhappy, but that's her choice, you know? Exactly. Folding screens. There's so many options. There's so many options for this. Okay, I'm going to call this the last one because by the time we finish, we'll be at about 3.5 hours. And I also want to stick to my rule of not going more than like 3.5 hours. So we'll check this out here. Would I be the a-hole for not wanting to give my room to my mother-in-law if she moves in with us? I, 37 female, and my husband, 38 male, bought our first home last year. It was a huge accomplishment and our main drive for doing it, as we had been helping on and off through the years his nieces and nephews who have been in... Wait. I'm just going to reread the sentence. I and my husband bought our first home last year. It was a huge accomplishment, and our main drive for doing it was that we had been helping on and off through the years his nieces and nephews who have been in hard situations. We ourselves have 2 special needs kids and both work full time. We are spread thin through helping everyone else, our kids, and work. We barely have time for our own self-care, and we do not like to ask for help since we have always been the helpers and can make it work. A few months ago, it became obvious we both could not keep waking up each night, every night, to tend to our kids who are up frequently throughout the night. We decided that we would have separate rooms so that each of us could take turns being on duty for our kids and have our own space to unwind after long days. Recently, my mother-in-law has come on hard times and has hinted at moving in with us after our last niece moved out. She never seemed serious until today. We talked it out and decided to make the adjustments needed so she could stay with us. When we approached her with it, she seemed good with the idea and on board. The next time we saw her, she asked what room she would be in. I pointed it out to her and her face dropped. She said her bed would not fit in that room and seemed upset that we would give her a smaller room. The room is the 3rd biggest. Her argument was her bed would not fit as it is a queen. I have told her that it would fit. Our niece had a full-size bed and there was still a lot of room around the bed, even move up to a queen or king. The conversation has come up in the past, and she always asks about the room I am in. My room is not only my sanctuary, but also my office since I work from home and have a high demand job. I utilize the space to work as both, so I do not need 2 rooms. Would I be the a-hole for refusing to give up my space when I have been trying to support others for years, or is it me being overly sensitive? Not the a-hole at all. This is a different direction than I expected this story to go in. I expected you were just going to flat out say that she wouldn't be able to move in with you, which, to be honest, is also valid. but beggars can't be choosers. If you are expecting to move in with family members and they say this is the space we can provide you, you take that or you leave that. You don't say, oh, but I want this other room that you're like, no, 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 and no, 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 full stop. But especially when it's two full-time working parents with special needs kids, you don't get to have your extra desires. You can move off of a queen size bed if it won't fit, or you can make it work. No, you don't get to move into someone else's house and then take the room that you want in that house. Full stop. Full stop. There is no question about this. The fact that they're taking her in at all is probably a bad idea, to be honest. They probably need their own time and space and they deserve it. And my God, the gall. The absolute gall of this boomer mother to be demanding that she have a bigger room in the house that she's moving into. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm actually so triggered by this. Holy crap. I popped up on notifications. Let's go. Her room, her space, mother's a narcissist. They're willing to give her help. Take it or leave it. Exactly. Can you have my room if you move in with me? No. I live in the walls. Yeah. Listen, you might be in danger in the walls. My walls have bad electrical wiring, as we've determined. Anyway, not the a-hole. I'm sorry, not sorry. Like, that's not how that works. It's just full on. The absolute gall of just like hinting that you're gonna move in with your son and daughter-in-law because you've mismanaged your finances and that's just how it is already insane. Like, they didn't offer. You pressured them into letting you move in. That's actually crazy. And then to have the gall to complain about it. Wow. Wow. No wonder. No wonder. Not the a-hole by a long shot. You're doing her a favor. Mother-in-law can either put up with what you have available or move somewhere else. Exactly. Exactly. I just wonder if you truly think you are the a-hole for not wanting to give up your bedroom in your house for your mother-in-law. First, that's nice that you've been kind to others in need, but now it would seem others expect it and you're getting a little resentful for being a giver. So just stop giving so much. That's okay. Yes. Yeah. Mother can take or leave the room. Yep. Not the a-hole. You had better think long and hard about inviting somebody to live in your home who would be this bold in her demands when she's not even living here.
Yeah, right in the ass.
That's right. I did say that once in the past. Yeah, not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. I'll fix the wires for free and then boom, my home is in the walls. Yeah. Well. Fair enough. Honestly, for how much it costs to fix fucking wiring in a house? God. The fact that it cost us like $500 to have somebody come out and like rewire one electrical outlet, like, I want to die. I want to die. It's awful here. Okay, we're gonna turn off the Am I the A-hole? We're gonna go turn back on the overlay. We're gonna go to chatting. And then we're gonna find someone to raid out. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask. I have been trying to figure out what to play on Wednesday. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't. I don't have any actionable plans for. Why is it on suggested collaborators? That's crazy. I don't have any active plans. I actually have no idea like what I want to do on Wednesday. On Friday, I'm gonna do like a hand cam stream. I'm thinking I'm gonna do some more mini painting. I've been thirsting after a 3D printer for like printing my own minis and painting them. And then I'm like, I better paint some of the goddamn minis that I've had for years at this point if I want to get a 3D printer and start making more. Like, my God. So I think I'm gonna do that. Dinosaur Souls, like, ooh, I could play Dino Blade. That's true. Where everyone is a dinosaur with a sword in their mouth. True. I don't ever want to move, okay? My house has gained a lot of value in the time since we bought it. I don't want to have to like move and waste a bunch of money on taxes and like move to a place that's worse. So listen, if it goes down, it goes down, but we're not moving on. Okay, what do you guys want? I have a couple people I'm thinking about raiding out to. Wait, hold on. What is she doing? Holy booba jiggle. I was thinking about we can raid out to Ulti, my brother from another mother. We can raid out to Who's Just Chatting. We can raid out to a friend of the channel, Alkovic, who's coming back after a hiatus, who is going to be yapping and then playing some Bloodborne. Or we can go and find someone random from the deadweight tag because that's funny. Any preferences? You can probably defer taxes when selling your primary home. You can to a certain point, and it's getting to that point. Not the deadweight tag. It's such a good meme, though. In the wake of everybody shitting on us, you know? Let's see what they're talking about. Hold on. Let's take a look at our friends here. What is she doing? Hello? Not even on the screen. Let's raid Vic. It's been a while. We've been raiding Ulti a lot. We can raid Vic today. So yeah, thank you for joining me. We'll be back on Wednesday and then Friday as well, of course. We'll also be doing community movie night on Wednesday. We had a lot of people show up for the Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. We had a lot of fun with that. I don't know what we're gonna watch this week. I'll figure it out. But yeah, thank you for joining me, everybody. I hope you had fun. I love chatting with you all. We'll be back at the same time on Wednesday. Bye-bye.